What's up, yo? Happy Tuesday, Wednesday Junior. What's up, guy?
What's happening, player?
Well, it's another Tuesday, living the dream.
Uh, how's your day been compared to yesterday?
Same. Nothing's really
Energy
changed.
still the same?
Oh yeah, energy is sky high towards certain things and certain entities, I should say. Um, yeah,
Enterprises?
we enterprises. Yeah, but we rolling. We rolling.
Hell yeah.
Man, it's interesting, to find out different things about different people, and when you're like, you have a thought about somebody, and then you're like, comes to kind of like comes to truth, comes to head, I guess you can call it, and you just basically my advice to anybody out there to kick off this show is if you have a feeling about somebody or something, go with your gut, um, and anybody that wastes your time or anybody that makes your life extra stressful, throws a bunch of garbage at you that just makes unnecessary stress in your life, stiff arm them. You got no time for that. Whether it's in your personal life, in your social life, at work, just stiff arm 'em. Like you don't need that. You don't need that. Um, you know, everything. There's a piece in the show tonight that I'm really really excited about. We'll get to it, and it'll kind of tie into the beginning of this. So if you want to end with it, that'll be cool to like have the bookends.
Okay,
But
cool.
um, yeah, once we get a little bit deeper into the show and towards the end of this thing, we'll get a little bit more into it. But yeah, just people that just aren't good for you mentally, it's fucking see ya.
See ya.
Take them,
See ya later.
throw
Bye.
them away. But yeah, let's kick this thing off. Uh, we are officially done with March Madness.
It is over.
And in previous years, I was like, oh man, like that sucks. Like I was so invested, which I was this year, but like you're so invested, you're so involved in March Madness, and you're like, you follow it, you obviously fill out a bracket, um, which mine was phenomenal until the Final Four. uh, and then everything came crashing down the past two games, but it's okay. Um, yeah, I'm not too like bummed out that it's over.
To be honest, so it's funny because this is normally a time where we got a couple weeks where it's like idle. It's almost like the end of the Super Bowl when you come to
Yeah.
that realization where it's like,
Yep.
damn, like, and then you gotta wait. You gotta wait until March Madness gets here because you know
There's nothing. It's a time filler. It's
the
like
NBA is it could be interesting, but as of today
yeah.
in today's sports,
As
the
we've
NBA is really
discussed at
yeah.
length,
It's
it's
not
just
getting crazy. It's not getting any more entertaining.
nope.
The it's crazy when the news of the NBA is becoming more of a story than the actual play of the
Yep.
players. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm actually I'm happy where the Sox are at
Yeah.
right now.
Great start.
Um, and I'm not as in a funk. I'm
Coming out
upset
of it.
how I'm upset how March Madness ended.
You and me
Because
both.
you when you look at
Hmm.
a national championship game and then you look at a score.
Mhm.
Well, first you look at the game and then you see the
Yep.
teams. And if you follow college basketball, you see the teams. You see Florida. You see Houston.
Hmm.
You know how you. I in our opening March Madness show, I swayed towards Florida.
Yep.
Um, but and then you see a score. You see a one possession game,
Yep.
and if you didn't watch the game, you'd be like, oh,
It was back and
wow, this
forth
was the
the
ending
whole
score.
time.
This is the end
Yeah.
of score of the national championship. But then if you watch the final seconds of that game, it's like, man, like that is such a terrible way to go out.
Hmm.
And I said it the previous show from the first matchup of the
Hmm.
Final Four. My biggest issue is just what the transition of basketball in today's game life era.
However you put it.
It's just so discouraging seeing teams lose by doing dumb shit.
Stupid.
Like
Absolutely stupid. Like I'm trying to hold back a lot of emotion because last night I was just like, you're telling me you have, and the game was pretty. It was pretty good,
it was
honestly.
good. It
Like
was it was
it
entertaining. It
had
was
an
it was an entertaining
electric,
game. Yeah,
yeah, it had an electric start. Um, back and forth. You could tell everybody was hyped up and
sure,
everybody was giddy to be there, and it's the national championship, and everybody's tossing shots up and missing a lot of them. But you could tell that the fun was back in the game.
absolutely.
Um,
A lot of
a lot of
dunks. A lot of,
dunks, a lot of like hype
of
plays in the
course.
beginning, and you're like, when it first started, I was like, wow, we might actually get like a real solid like a top 10, a top 10 of all time
Yeah,
national championship here. And then yeah, it started to like fizzle out a little bit. It died out. Um, and there was just so much last night. There was so much in that recipe, and it just kind of showed what this tournament was all about.
yeah.
It had the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, Houston, man, smothering defense to start, and you showed it even at halftime. They were only up by 3, but you got the sense
Yeah,
that Florida
I
was
that
out of it. Like like um, Clayton was held to no points in the first half. So I
zero,
was like, I, I
zero.
was like, you held their best player to no points. Yes, you're only up by 3, but
It
it
didn't. Yeah,
it had
for it.
that feel. It
I
just felt
think
like
they
you.
were up before that. I think they were up. I think like maybe almost eight
Yeah,
points before they closed that gap a little bit.
yeah. And Florida went on a couple runs here and there, and you feel like, or at least I felt like, eh, like Houston. It just they look like a veteran team
Yeah,
for the first, I'd say, 30 minutes. 30 minutes of
yeah.
gameplay. Um, then I don't know what the hell happened. Uh, they just, I don't know if they got too cocky. If, when they got up by 12, they kind of just were like, all right, we got this. The Natty's in our hands and Florida is dead. Clayton isn't scoring. We're holding him down. You know, uh, the center,
How
Condon.
Condon?
Just
Yeah,
he's just not a part of the game plan. Everything Florida did to screw up to get there, they were doing in the first half and into the second half. So you know, Houston just they had it, and man, I mean they said the stat that after missing a bunch of free throws in the game that they made them shoot 150 free throws, and all I said was, Jalen Brown, you listening? You listening, bro? You hearing this? When you miss, like, just get your free throws up. Like that's the only thing I was thinking of when they said it. And then after that, I don't know. There was just it just turned, and there was there was a lot of factors that went into the game. Um, Horrible goaltending call, and again, we saw multiple instances last night of I don't know if it's legitimately that they have a say in it, like they have a hand in it where there's offside betting, there's whatever, however you have it, however you want to phrase it. Um, but Jesus, with some of the calls last night, I was just like, you can't tell that's goaltending when the ball is still on the cylinder and the dude knocks it off.
Yeah,
And just
a lot of sports today in general is like
egregious. Like,
it's like as fans, just please don't fuck with the integrity of the sport.
that's all we
That's
ask.
that's it.
It's not a big
I
ask
don't
either. I mean,
care for Florida at all.
I don't.
I'm a Georgia
I don't either.
Bulldog for life. Like,
Oh, wherever
but
Bama is in there.
it's like
Mm-hmm.
stop fucking with the integrity of the game
Mm-hmm.
because now you're making it like sports betting has been just as impactful to sports all around.
Especially this time of year too. March Madness is one of the top.
The impact of I will go as far to say this: the impact of sports betting to all of sports is equivalent to what the NIL has done to college sports.
That's fair. I kind of like that.
I mean, it's it's like, okay,
Kind of like that. Yep.
the NIL kind of sort of fucked with the integrity of the game
Mm-hmm.
on the sense of,
Not kinda. It
yeah,
did.
I mean, of course, lightly and gently, as lightly and gently as
Ooh.
I can put it.
Ooh.
Uh, it's like it's just as obvious as
Yep.
the
Yep.
fucking with the referees fucking with the integrity of the game.
Yep.
Human error,
Yep.
obviously. I don't remember half of these
And
types of calls
yeah,
when I was younger. Maybe I was naive. Maybe I gave too much, put too much faith into, you know, great calls and bad calls that were wrong. Maybe it wasn't as often, or they occurred as
it
much. But
it didn't seem. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like today's game, today's leagues, there's just the calls are just horrible, and I'm like, there's no way it's a ref because again, you and I, we didn't ref in the Final Four, but we've refed before, and you understand the pressures, and you understand like the spur of the moment calls, and it's just kind of you get that one look, um, but in this type of scenario and this type of feel, why what is going on? Why are we missing so many easy calls? Why are we not calling things like in the Auburn Florida game? I texted you on Saturday. I was like, "This is ridiculous." Like we all clearly know who the refs have in this game. It was Auburn because Florida was getting nothing. Every little thing, every little piece of contact was going Auburn's way, and nothing was being called down on Florida's end. And it's like we're supposed to just watch this and be like, oh, they just it's human error, like you just said. That's bullshit.
no,
It's bullshit. Somebody has something on it, or Vegas has something to do with it. It's got to stop because it takes the purity out of the game, and it just makes you just not want to watch this shit anymore.
which honestly, I believe there's a huge issue with viewership
Mm-hmm.
amongst all
Mm-hmm.
sports, and I'm there's no way around it
No.
realistically. Like, I mean, there's no way around it. Like, people are like, okay, I'm able to bet on these games
Yeah.
now, but now that I'm betting on all of this shit and I'm watching this shit unfold, I know that there's a specific agenda
They have.
for
They're definitely
it's
a thousand
and it's
percent.
like, so obviously you're gonna place your bet, but then you're going to go and live your life
Mm-hmm.
instead of, and then
Mm-hmm.
checking periodically.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no, I'm going to place this bet and I'm going to sit in front of the screen and watch the game.
I mean, I
And
do.
you know, but I'm saying that
But yeah, yeah.
it's not the masses anymore.
No,
Like,
no. You place the you hit it out. You place the bet and you kind of walk away.
exactly.
Me, I'm just a psycho. I need to know what's going on. But I've gotten away from doing for like for example tonight the Tuesday night MLB bets. Be like, oh, who's got a hit in the past like 3 games? Let me keep going there. I'm done with that because honestly, it's a trap. It's a money trap. I used to be really, really big, really bad with it. Gotten so much better, and it adds more stress to your life. And it's just like you think you know it because I took Duke. I took Duke to win the whole
Yeah.
thing. They should have won this tournament. I'm sorry, and as a UNC fan, it like crushes me to say it, but they should have won this tournament. And I'm not pinning this on the reason why they lost because they choked that game away on Saturday night, which I was talking to my buddy at work, and it was just like, oh, like how did you feel Saturday? Because obviously you're a UNC fan, so you don't. I was like, it was bittersweet.
Yeah.
There was a piece of me in there that was like, these fuckers choked, but then there's the piece of me that went, these fuckers choked. I just lost a chance at so much money with my
Yeah.
Duke futures bet.
Yeah.
And obviously I felt bad for Coop. But even speaking about Coop, the point I was trying to make was that was such a bad foul call. Like, you do not call that. You don't call that in a regular season game.
Yeah.
You're going to call that at the end of the last Final Four game of the night to basically push Houston into the championship game because that was it. Duke was up by 1, and you pushed Houston into the championship game. Granted, the kid was a 60% free throw shooter, and he miraculously made 2. We all knew that was going to happen. And then Coop, difficult shot. I got to say, Houston plays phenomenal defense. My God, was that the defensive set and the defensive awareness on Coop in that last possession?
Yeah.
Bravo. Bravo, Houston. I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be there,
Yeah.
but Jesus Christ, dude. That is not a foul but it's not a foul in SYL. Never mind in the Final Four with 20 seconds left in the fucking game.
Yeah.
So for that game to be decided, so obviously there was more factors, but to be technically decided on a weak ass foul call like that, stop it. And you knew it too. And yeah, I agree. There's no way the ref didn't have money on it. That was a quick foul call. That wasn't like he looked at it and was like, oh shit, he went over. No. That was like he looked, he saw Coop move like his arm go like this, bing, foul that way. 2 shots.
Because
Are we serious?
Yeah.
Are we serious? I literally screamed at the TV. I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. In the Final Four. Again, and it's not the reason why Duke ultimately lost the game because they should have been clear ahead at that point. They choked it away. But you don't call that. Let Houston earn the fucking thing. Let them make a shot. If Houston went down and made a shot, went up by 1 and won the game, perfect. Then the whole choke job is complete. But I can't say it was a complete one because they had help. And I don't want to say that. I want to say that they lost outright and Houston won outright, but they didn't. And that's the reality of it. Yeah. And these games are just being way too determined, way too much on a whistle or a call from an umpire.
A blatant no call that should have been called. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And for me, obviously, the Tim Donaghy thing started it all, but it got really bad. It got really bad, really quick, really obvious, really quick. And that's why people don't watch the NBA. another reason why, and I know we've dug into this so much, I don't want to get too much into it because we've got a lot to get to tonight. But like, yeah, you got to allow bully ball, and that's let the players play. Let them be physical. This is a physical sport. Basketball, crazy as it may sound, it's a physical game.
I mean, it used to
Used to be,
be. It's
but
supposed
it
it's
is. That's what I'm
supposed to
saying.
be supposed to
Basketball in
be.
itself,
Yeah,
in its pure self,
yeah.
is a physical game. You're allowed. You, you're allowed to get close, okay? But you're allowed to. You can. There's you know there's grazing. You can graze. It's okay. You don't have to blow the fucking whistle when players get this close to each other. Like there's some of the calls last night in this whole tournament. And then there he is, as we can see, the little head comes onto the screen, Gene Steratore, and I'm just like, oh my god, here we go. Here comes the explanation.
Like,
So,
buddy, I don't care about what happened when you played, dude. I don't care
so
when you played.
I lost it on Saturday night when he came on to try and defend it. And I was like, I screamed it. And I was watching it with my dad, and he was just like, I was just like, okay, so we're going to listen to somebody that couldn't tell that Corey Clement's cleat was out of bounds in the fucking Super Bowl, the Patriots and the Eagles, and couldn't tell that Zach Ertz bobbled the ball in the end zone. We're not going to go, we're going to base this on the word of somebody that couldn't figure that out. Went to replay and still couldn't figure it out. Saw the cleat on the white and still said, that's in bounds. That's a touchdown. Give it to them. Saw Zach Ertz didn't fully control the ball to the ground. No, that's fine. That's a catch. Give it to them. Stop it.
Terrible.
Cut the shit. So, enough. Let the players decide the game. The referees are there to monitor. They're babysitters. Do your job and babysit. Don't get involved. It's not
Facts.
about you. It's about the dudes on the court with the jerseys on.
The neutrality of the game is dependent on you.
It's
Control the
ridiculous.
game, keep the players
It's ridiculous.
safe.
And like Houston choked it away last night, but man, was there help. So they didn't do themselves any favors. They only had 5 assists in the whole game.
Yeah.
5. You shitting me? Like
And
I
lost
wrote
by
down a
two.
bunch of stuff, but like
It's
I don't even want
that,
to mention it because I'm over it.
but it goes to show you the 5 assists. Okay, so that makes sense for the last possession.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What
it's
like
like
what was talked about
it's.
in the huddle?
I mean, obviously nothing. There's 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 nothing. This has been my issue since Duke, the Duke game. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what
What to do if
like
Cooper
are
Flag is
these
covered?
coaches like what is on the agenda? Like where is the science, the mathematics behind like basketball timeouts nowadays?
I think they outsmart themselves.
like it's honest,
I
but it's
really do.
like but they're not even doing anything to make that make sense.
No,
Like
but
wh-
it's got to be. Like, what else can it be? They're not that stupid because we've seen them draw up plays. The
like the
final two
coaching
possessions.
was the reason why, obviously with a little bit of help, but like the downfall of Duke was coaching,
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. Shire had circles run around him by Samson.
and
1,000%. Didn't know how to close the
and
game.
then last night I don't know what, like, okay, one possession game,
Mm-hmm.
plenty of time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Plenty of time.
to my point earlier, like, yeah, they lost by two, but like you won't believe how they
No,
lost. Like
didn't even
it's
get a fucking shot up. Didn't even get the ball anywhere near the paint. What are you doing? And they're trying Grant Hill's trying to defend it on TV. I think it was either Hill or Raftery, um, saying that they were just going for the win.
No, they weren't, because he would have shot the ball if they were
If
going for the
you're going
win.
for the win, the ball would have went out, but would have went out of his hands no matter what. And granted, yeah, Clayton's hand was in his face. Let it go. Bump
He's
into
just
him.
yeah.
Create a foul. Draw a foul. Maybe
He's
because
he's
these refs are morons, as we all
he's
know.
he's not 7 feet. You
Stop it.
could have
Shoot the
easily got that shot off.
ball. Yeah, like
Easily got the shot off.
unreal. And to just say, "Oh, they were going for the win," that's a cop out. They had no plan because
Zero. If you're going for the win,
you're down by
if you're
2.
going for the
What are
win,
you going for the win for? This is the national championship game. If you miss the fucking shot, if you miss a 3-point shot, which you haven't been shooting well all night, you lose the game. This is it. The season done. You have to watch the other team raise the trophy if you miss this shot. So wouldn't you want to try to tie the game with a higher percentage shot and go to overtime and take your
if
chances? What are you
if you
afraid to
were
play them in
trying
overtime?
if you were trying to win the game, the players wouldn't look to one another flustered and confused, trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
what shot to take.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like they looked like a 16 seed team
Yeah. Yeah.
on that last possession.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And this is the
somebody
national
that
championship.
somebody that shouldn't be in that moment. That's what they looked like, and they were. I thought they were going to win that
They
game.
look like we did when we were 12.
Perfect, perfect.
Everybody give the ball to one person, and everybody either get out of the way or crowd to the ball. It's like what?
Like
There's
nobody
no.
even like I just. It's just so frustrating because number one, my biggest issue is that there was nothing drawn up.
No.
Nothing.
There's
You can legitimately tell that nothing was drawn up, just like with Coop on the
that was just give the ball. Find Coop, give him the ball, and let him
and
do
my
whatever
and
he
this
wants to
and
do.
my biggest so that's my issue with the coaches. But when it comes to the players, it's like okay, especially somebody like Cooper Flag. This kid has been the most special talent we've seen in
In a
some time.
long time.
So you would assume, okay, yeah, he's the most unstoppable player on the court. Give him the ball. You would think that he would have the mindset to, yeah, you can't stop me. I'm getting to the rack. Like I'm gonna try and dunk on you. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna put you in the triple threat dribble. You know, something with like a Mamba mentality,
Yeah.
a play, offensive play. Like, yeah, like I'm gonna get by you. I'm gonna hit you with the
Right.
tween cross.
Once the ball
Something,
touches my
some
fingers,
swag
it's
with
over.
it. Some
Yeah.
swag. Penetrate, get to the right, and it's like he
Nothing.
takes a fadeaway. He takes a fadeaway jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Like what, 7, 8 footer, but like it was a terrible shot. Like, buddy, go to the basket. Why go this way?
Mm-hmm.
Why turn around and go
That's
this
why I
way?
hate
Like, go
the
to it.
fadeaway.
Go
And
use
I
the
hate how
glass.
popular the fadeaway shot
Yeah,
is, or the step back, the Tatum
yeah.
step to side, step
Hmm.
back. Stop it! It's not a high percentage shot. You're not gonna. Your chances of hitting that shot are so low. I don't care who you are. Drive the ball to the basket. Get fouled. You're 90, almost an 88% free throw shooter, for Christ's sake, dude.
I
You'll
could
make the
be
two.
wrong.
Get fouled. Try to develop something. What do we? This is what's wrong with basketball.
I
What's
could
wrong
be
with
wrong.
basketball is what we saw in these past 2 games.
I could be wrong, but I believe Gilbert Arenas said that Chris Mullen. I could be mistaken, but it might have been Chris Mullen. He said he attributes his like when Gilbert Arenas was Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, yeah.
He gives credit to Chris Mullen, I believe, who asked him like, do you like? Yeah, you work out, but like, you don't practice game shots.
No. Yeah.
Like, you're just going in the gym and you're working out and you feel like you did something, but
Hmm. You're not practicing
what? Yeah,
situational
you're
shots.
not. Yes, like, you're not in the gym for 2 hours, legitimately breaking down, doing a breakdown of like legitimately game shots. And when I heard Gilbert Arenas say that, I'm like, damn, like, I never even thought of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's working on your game, but then there's a way broader spectrum in that statement alone. So now after watching that, and thankfully, it's dope. Obviously, seeing all these
Yeah.
athletes, have podcasts and spreading
Yeah.
information, all the
Just you
time.
just gain
So
so much
now,
knowledge you just
yeah,
never knew.
just exactly. So now I watch games and I'm like, okay, yeah, this dude practices that shot all the
Hmm.
time, just like Tatum. Tatum's a perfect example.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, like, obviously,
He
it's
definitely
a it's
practices that.
yeah. People take those shots because they see him do it, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna try and do that. Just like us back in the day. Oh,
Kobe.
Kobe,
Kobe.
but it's like, yo, you don't understand. This motherfucker is not
No.
sleeping. He's working on this shit all day long.
You can tell who does and who doesn't, and the majority don't.
Of
And
course not.
obviously, Cooper Flag. I love the kid. I'm still holding out hope that we somehow finagle him onto the Celtics, but you've got to be smarter than that, Coop. You do. You have to realize the situation. You're gonna have to realize also that you are the focal point.
for sure.
As much as a shooter as Knipple is, Balawatch isn't getting the ball.
No
Proctor
points. I don't
Proctor
think.
had Proctor had a horrible fucking game. He dribbled the
Yeah,
ball off his leg late. Um, so they're keying in on you,
for
dude. You
for
are the
sure.
focal point. You said you modeled your game after Jason Tatum. You are Jason Tatum in that moment. You're
Facts.
going to get the ball and you're going to get all the focus. So, what is one thing you're really good at besides scoring? Situational awareness and passing. Kid's a phenomenal passer. Buddy, fucking surprise everybody
Yeah,
and pass the ball.
yeah,
There wasn't it wasn't like there was, 2 seconds left. You could have dished
for sure.
or created a shot, drive and kick,
Exactly.
draw
My
and
my
kick.
point exactly.
So
My
like,
point exactly. It's like,
and he'll learn. It just
of
sucks that it
course,
happened on
yeah,
the big stage
for sure,
because
for sure.
all I got after that was, oh, look at your boy Cooper Flag now. He can't hit the big shot. He's not clutch. Blah blah blah. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I mean,
We're really gonna go
like,
there?
in a perfect world, he would use that as fuel to the fire,
You know
and
he's
come
gonna.
back.
His
Yeah,
post
whether
game,
he
you
whether
could
and
see
it,
it.
and it sucks because it's like, damn, like, I would really love to see him again in college,
I would too.
but it's
That
like,
brought me to my next point.
it's like, damn, like,
Yep.
is he gonna have that? Is this shit gonna haunt him, and he's really gonna be on his, like,
I think
get
there's
back,
more. Yeah, go.
or is he just gonna cruise through and just, you know
I I
be
think there's
be a 30 point a game player for a shitty organization?
I think there's a much better. I think ultimately he chooses the NBA, but there's a better chance now after what happened and how it happened that he stays one more year at Duke. Better chance. I'm not saying he's going to. I think he still comes out, but might second guess it because, like you said, that hurts when you're the proverbial favorite, the very, very heavy favorite, and you lose like that, and you think it's on you because not only did you get the foul called on you, but you missed the shot. That shit's gonna haunt him. Honestly, I would really love to see him in a second year at Duke and see how that motivates him and how that fuels him and what he turns into next year because he's already, as we all know, he won all the awards, the AP Player of the Year, he's the Wooden Award winner. I'd love to see what kind of motivation he gets. I would, mm, I would do, I would do an ungodly thing as a UNC fan and
Have
potentially
you
potentially put them back where I had them this year.
have you been watching the Celtic City documentary?
I've watched three
Okay.
episodes so far. I haven't
I'm
saw the last two.
I think uh, you definitely probably aware, maybe not fully aware, but like the trades that Red Auerbach made
Hmm.
throughout his career,
Yeah, those are the early episodes.
like
Hmm.
I, I well, there's more. I believe,
Well,
I believe on, I believe I'm on five now.
okay,
Um, but regardless, I'm just thinking
that's
about
fine.
it. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about it like the shit that this dude, like this. We're talking about somebody like the Celtics are obviously like super relevant. Obviously, the defending champions more than likely should be back to back champions. But the
Yes.
things that Red has done and the players that he's been able to acquire, like the Celtics have been basically back then.
Hmm.
Red made moves, some
Yeah.
controversial, but he made moves to basically put the Celtics in a position to have a top six pick multiple times.
Hmm.
So it's
Because he's
funny
always
that
looking down on the road.
it's funny because it's like, what if this dude goes back to Duke and the Celtics win another championship? Like now it's like, yo, this is really something that like Brad Stevens can really pull some shit out of his ass. Pause. If he gets his like inner Red, because these are things that I've never known.
Please.
I didn't know Red made these moves. I didn't know that, he
He was
traded
Trader
away.
Danny before Trader
Yeah,
Danny.
like I'm like, yo, he's acquiring Hall of Fame play. Everybody he traded for or drafted, there's no
Hmm.
numbers left. There's no cool numbers left,
Like you
really.
said, but what'd you say the first time I mentioned Coop coming here? You were like, what number is he gonna wear?
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's not two.
the people, the moves that he
Yeah.
made, and whether they were controversial at the time, but it paid
Yeah.
off to continue to win
Oh yeah.
championships. So it's like I'm just thinking like as going on, I'm like, yo, like what if this shit really happens? Like there's, I'm not, I wouldn't bet on it,
No, I'm
but
not betting on anything for
but
a while. So
but
yeah.
watching. But watching the documentary,
Yeah.
seeing the history of the Celtics,
Yep.
learning so much and so many incredible things that I've never
Mhm.
known, while being in watching modern day basketball, this kid miraculously is a generational talent from Maine of all places. Family die-hard Celtics fans, grew up watching the Red Auerbach Celtics, all of the players that they traded for and acquired for making trades. It's like, hmm,
You know what I love about him too? When they asked him who his favorite player was, he didn't go Jason Tatum. He didn't go Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. He went Larry Bird.
oh yeah,
You don't hear that a lot from our, well, he's not even our generation. You don't hear that a lot from our generation anymore. Never mind whatever he's part of now. I don't know what letter generation they're on now, but you don't hear that.
yeah.
And for a kid
Don't,
like him to even know who Larry Bird is.
I, I, that's the thing. Larry Bird is one of my favorite players ever.
Mhm.
Um, Motherfucker was cold as
He,
ice. Like,
he would
and
look at you dead in the face and go, I'm going to
yeah,
shoot a three right in your face,
yeah,
make
just
switch
from
it. and then flip you off after. And
The
what would he do? Go out there, look at you, make the three, swish, wouldn't touch rim, it would go
yeah.
straight through the
Hmm.
net, and then he would go
Yeah. And you know
cold,
what? And if
cold.
you know, for everybody watching, I mean,
Larry Bird
please,
was fucking cold.
please watch the Celtic City
Mm-hmm.
documentary. But like, you you got to either be a basketball savant, a
Mm-hmm.
Celtics fan, or like a a very big time diehard basketball fan to truly understand that
I
statement.
appreciate it.
Because like, yeah, he's from New England. Yes, his parents grew up, but when I watched Larry Bird play basketball, obviously, throughout my, we're part of the internet era,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm watching these, and we're a part of ESPN Classic.
Oh,
So I'm
I
watching
miss ESPN
these. I'm,
Classic.
I'm watching these full games on TV in real time.
Mm-hmm.
So for everybody that has that argument of, well, you didn't even watch, it's like, okay, buddy, I didn't watch it live.
Because I couldn't watch it
I
live.
couldn't,
I wasn't
obviously,
born,
but I'm legitimately watched games
but
from
I've
start
watched
to
them.
finish.
Yeah,
Everybody,
same,
all of them, all of the greats. I watched.
same.
I don't know why ESPN would ever get rid of ESPN Classic
I was
for
legit
all
sad.
sports,
I
but
was so
basketball
sad.
specifically. That's when I was in my I'm going to the league
Oh yeah,
delusion.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and watching this dude play, I'm like, yo, this dude is like he's the top 70. He's a top half of the top 75 players ever for a motherfucking reason. And Coop, he they got similar traits. Obviously, thankfully, the game has advanced and
Mm-hmm.
technology is advanced, and we've got smarter,
Mm-hmm.
and we're it just makes sense. Like we're in Boston, obviously the best hospitals
Yeah.
in the country. Like you're good, bro. Like
You're set. And obviously,
demand it.
if you asked him where he wants to go, he's obviously going to say the Celtics. Um, but what's funny is, when we started it, when I started it, and um, it wasn't much traction. I was just me loving the local kid. You know, I've gotten shit for that too. He's not local, dude. He's from Maine. You're not from fucking Maine. I'm very well aware, but he's from fucking New
Yeah,
England. And where do you live?
like it.
In
Yeah.
New England. What's the name of your fucking football team? The New England
I
Patriots.
think he's
So stop it.
probably the most famous sports New Englander
Oh,
ever
from here,
from New England.
from
It's
from
like
New England.
one of the biggest issues with New Englanders
One
is
of the biggest.
they can't support people like individuals.
No,
Like, okay, yeah, he's from Maine,
no.
but
Newport,
he's from New England.
right?
He's 2 hours away, an hour away. It takes an hour to get to
Hmm.
Maine.
I
So,
don't even know where. Like I know
yeah,
Newport, but I don't know where
obviously,
Newport is.
yeah, obviously you can get it takes 4 or 5 hours to get to like the border of Canada to Canada,
Mm-hmm.
but like the reason why a lot of people in the New England region don't get to their full
Mm-hmm.
potential is because the New England community doesn't
No, there's no rally.
help
They don't
push
rally
them
around.
along.
No.
They always got something to say, always something negative to say. We have no musicians. Why
What did
outside of like the obvious like rock and roll, but like in like
Aerosmith?
genres, it's like
What did
you
Rick
got to be
Pitino say?
you have to be generational in order to make it out of here.
Yep.
Legitimate.
What did
Aerosmith, right?
what did Rick
Cooper
Pitino
Flag,
say? The negativity in this town
terrible,
sucks, and he's spot on.
terrible.
And at the time, it was it was a meme. It was laughable. Well, it wasn't even a meme. Memes weren't even a thing, but they are now. But it was just something that people said. Oh, remember Ricky P when he went crazy? Ricky P was fucking right. The negativity
Look at
in this town
okay,
sucks.
Cooper Flag right now. Take somebody from Massachusetts as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. AJ, he's going to BYU,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
People, if he goes on an interview and it's like, oh yeah, I'm from Boston. People from Boston are going to be furious that he said that.
Right.
Yo, he's not from Boston. He's from Brockton. What do you mean? He's not from. It's like,
Well,
but like
well,
what?
see, Brockton though, that's that's close.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
That's
saying. The
close.
people,
That
but it's that close, but it's also that ridiculous
yeah,
that a multitude of people will sit there because obviously the entire world doesn't
where
know
Brockton
Brockton.
is. Yeah.
So
I just
any
don't like
sane
it.
individual is going to be like, yeah, I'm from Boston.
Right. I just don't like it when people are from like fucking Worcester or places that you've never even really heard of, and then they say they're from Boston. It's like, no, you're not.
I
That's
just,
what irritates me.
I think
But
of,
Brockton is there for me. I would just say it, or say you're from Massachusetts.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. It just makes more sense to me saying Boston
It does.
because
It's
it's
it's a
like,
more attractive answer,
of
and I
course,
I don't like pout and moan. I'm like, I'm not one of those where it's like you're not from fucking Boston. I'm from
yeah,
Charlestown. I'm from Boston. I
yeah,
don't I
yeah,
don't fucking say
and
that. Like I
that's if
couldn't
yeah,
I couldn't care less, to be completely honest with you. I just like to have fun with it. But I when I know you're not from the area though, and you say it, that's when I like to poke fun. You're like, are you though? Where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from you know Foxborough.
Milford.
It's like, that's not close. Um, but I don't care, dude. You're from Boston. Yes, it's the easier answer. It's the answer that's not gonna create questions. Or honestly, it's the one. If you're like me, less is more when you talk to people.
Exactly.
So,
Like take Foxborough for example, right?
like,
Foxborough,
boss,
like
yeah.
some people may know, well,
Well, you should
Foxborough.
you should know where
That's
Foxborough
Boston,
is.
right? That's where the Patriots play. Like, no, actually, unfortunately, they
That's
don't
what I
play.
hate. Okay, so
Unfortunately, they don't play in the city. They play in
you
Foxborough.
correct. So that is one thing that I do hate, and I will stand on. When the broadcasts, they don't do it as much now, but they used to in the past when they were like, "Oh, from Boston," back in Boston when they were talking about the Patriots game. I was like, "You're not in Boston. You're
Hmm.
40. Trust me, I'm here. We're 40 minutes. We're 40 plus minutes from Boston. This isn't Boston." Um, that's it, and that's the only thing that kind of irritates you. But I get you. It's the easier answer. It's the answer that doesn't create more dialogue because there's
Exactly.
just so much shit you can talk to people about before you've had it, and you're just like, all right, I'm done with you.
But so
But it's true.
all that to say, Coop, you're more than welcome to be a Celtic. I don't know what will have to transpire, but I think cooking with grease, if the Celtics win and Coop stays, opposed
You
to
could.
playing for the Wizards or
The Jazz.
the
You need
Jazz.
the Jazz. You need the Jazz to have the first pick if you're going to trade up to get Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
Because Danny Ainge is infatuated with Jalen Brown. He's the reason why. Like it just he's infatuated with the guy. So it's easy to trade a guy like Jalen, dump the money because he's not gonna people the delulu people, and it transitions perfectly into what we're gonna talk about in a minute. The delulu people out there that think that Jalen Brown is gonna re-sign here. It's not gonna happen. Get something for him now. Especially if you raise banner 19 this season.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I do, and I sincerely mean this. I appreciate everything that you have done on the court and off the court because he's phenomenal in the community. He's a phenomenal voice, and I, you don't want you want somebody like
Yeah,
him
you
leading the
couldn't
cause
have asked for
in
a better
multiple
player here.
areas.
You couldn't have asked for a better player
No,
to be
but
drafted here and make an impact on the community for sure.
I am looking for the future of my favorite basketball team, and not just because of the kid that I want on the team. It just makes too much fucking sense. And unfortunately, you have to give something to get something. And Utah is stupid, but they're not that stupid. So you're gonna have to give them something good. And we talked about this, but like Jaylen Brown is the answer to get Cooper Flag here. But you need Utah on board. You need Utah in that number one slot because you need Danny Ainge at the reins to accept Jalen and a Santa sleigh worth of picks, and you'll be able to acquire the rights to the number one pick and draft your future superstar to play with your current superstar in Jason Tatum. So, and the Duke boys will be together. They'll have a good old time. Eight, this,
And why not, right? Like, okay, if now it gets funky a little bit because obviously AJ
mm-hmm.
will be one and done, and this isn't just me assuming. He stated that
No, he's
on the pod.
definitely.
He stated it on the podcast with Kevin Durant
Mm-hmm.
recently. Um, like, I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to winning a national championship with BYU next year,
No,
obviously, which is another reason why he's 100% going to be one and done.
no.
But
I still don't understand why
now,
he's going there,
yeah,
but
yeah, so, but it's like, okay, now
mm-hmm.
there's it's like, okay, the teams, you fast forward to next year, if Coop stays, it's like, okay, who are we tanking for real? Like,
It helps you though.
it
It helps
helps.
you
It
too
helps. It
because now
helps.
there's
It
multiple
helps.
options there,
It's
and
like, okay,
maybe you honestly, I don't. So everybody thinks I hate Jaylen Brown. I don't hate Jaylen Brown.
no,
I'm just
no,
a fucking realist, and I understand that you need to give something to get something, and we're not giving up Jason Tatum. I'm sorry, like that's kooky talk. We're not going down that road. Jason Tatum is a Celtic until he doesn't want to be a Celtic anymore. Uh, but maybe you don't. Maybe next year, for some wild reason, like you said, maybe you don't have to give up Jaylen Brown. Maybe there's a scenario. We don't know what's going to happen from now till next year. Maybe there's a scenario somehow, some fucking way, where Porzingis and Holiday and player three,
Horford.
Horford, or somebody, maybe that's enough to get the number one pick next year. I don't know that. You don't know that, and anybody else here that thinks that they know that is an idiot because you don't. We know what's good this year. We know what's going to take to get this year. So maybe
Knowing
there's a
how
way.
good, knowing how good Brad has drafted
Yeah,
and built not only this Celtics roster but
it's
the farm system roster. It's
yeah.
all
There's
so
so much talent in Maine.
this
Maine.
the Celtics, the Brad Stevens has acquired so much talent
Mm-hmm.
off of draft picks
Sounds like somebody
and
we know.
waiver pickups to create
Mm-hmm.
a farm system
Mm-hmm.
that is again. I think last year they were the second seed, if I'm not
So
mistaken. But now the main Celtics are the first seed, I believe, in the playoffs.
they just got
And
knocked out.
oh,
Yeah.
they did. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't. The last I followed was I knew
So.
that um I knew that Davidson was the player of the
Mm-hmm.
year with 30 fucking points a game, 35 points a game, and that we got the one seed. But that was the last of the news that I heard of that. But regardless,
It's a
when
phenomenal system.
when you are able to acquire that much
Mm-hmm.
talent, okay, now from a business standpoint, if you start to trade away those draft picks, they now, even though you're picking where you're picking, now you're starting to be like, okay, who would the Celtics draft here?
Mhm.
Because clearly they're drafting fucking.
I did see a mock draft earlier, and I'm already getting into that, where somehow, some way, Broom fell to us this year, and I'm like, hmm. So if he falls to you, I don't know how he did. I don't know if it was. I think it was either the Bleacher Report or one. It was like a valid
Mhm.
one. But Broom was had the Celtics logo next to him. Well, let's just say he does, and Coop stays. I already know you're thinking what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
There's piece number 2. I mean, come on.
easy,
You don't
easy.
need Janai Broom if you got Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
So there's ways, like you said, there's ways where if Coop stays, it could benefit the Celtics even more and
benefits both.
rise. Yeah.
Benefits both.
Oh, he's
Both.
gonna. He'll. I think. Honest. If you want my honest opinion, I think you should stay. I think I think players in college should stay 2 years. I
Yeah,
don't think
that's
one's
another
enough.
thing. That's another argument for another
Mhm.
day. I don't. It's so ridiculous to me that a college athlete for football that is a true freshman has to
Needs
stay
to stay.
until the end of their junior year,
Hmm.
but a true
Basketball,
freshman on basketball can just immediately enter the draft.
and you're seeing that is affecting a lot of players nowadays.
It
Because
had there aren't a lot. You may think that there are elite one and done guys,
yeah,
but that list, when it comes to elite,
the
that
past
list gets slim very
besides
fast.
Cunningham, and Edwards, the past handful of drafts, do you recognize anybody that goes in the top
No,
10? Do you still see them relevant in the NBA
no.
today?
Let's look.
Shouldn't the top
I mean,
10 be fucking relevant? Like,
we're talking about one and done guys, right? So just off the top of my head,
I got one.
one one and done guys, and this is me trying to think back as far as possible. Okay, Derrick Rose,
Hmm.
unfortunate,
Injuries.
could have been an all time great. Didn't really pan out. John Wall, one and done,
Didn't really.
phenomenal athlete. Didn't really
Just
pan
couldn't.
out.
No.
Anthony Davis couldn't really pan out. You know,
Some may argue that one.
it's a possibility, but at the end of the day, he's not. You
He's
stack him up
broken.
against the all-time great bigs, and it's like, yeah, he was talented enough to
Yeah.
compete, but his career is, yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
I've got. If we're talking, are we talking about just like one and dones in college that didn't pan
I'm
out? Or are we talking about like
just I'm
draft busts?
I was gonna get to, well, not bust per se, but I was gonna
Because
say,
I've got
like,
the all-time
obviously,
draft bust.
yeah. I mean, like, obviously there's greats, one and done greats like Melo,
Yeah,
Kevin Durant,
but
um,
but I've
Devin
got
Booker.
I've got the example that you should at least consider 2 years in college. You should consider.
It should be
Co-
mandatory.
you should. I mean, I'm glad college is now mandatory, but the player that just floats into my mind that just there's so much potential. There's so much hype around him, and when he got to the NBA, Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown. Well, but Kwame came out of high school, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like
So, oh,
you
okay.
have the hype to be the next biggest that dude was said to be the next great thing.
Look at fucking Greg Oden.
Greg Oden, like, but yeah, he did like Kwame came out of high school,
Yeah.
but he was supposed to be the next greatest thing. He was supposed
There's
to
probably
be in the
there's probably
NBA.
better there's probably more successful players that came out of high school than there were one and done guys.
There were, and there's more successful players, more players that you see relevant in the NBA today in the bottom of the first round or in the second round of the draft. The
Of
parts
course.
that nobody
The
watches.
guys that
Jokic, for Christ's sake,
yeah,
was I think a second round pick,
which
wasn't
yeah,
he?
a second round draft pick.
Nikola Jokic, one of the most, if not the most dominant big man in the game today.
The best big man ever.
The guy sneezes and he scores 20
The
points.
best big man ever.
So there's talent out there. It just goes to show you that the talent needs to
De-
needs to to to
develop,
to
develop,
develop. I was to say
develop,
to marinate a little bit.
develop. Yeah.
Like you
I
can't.
mean, let's just. I mean, we got the time, but
Mhm.
it's just like
We'll wrap
we
this one
like
up
look at
pretty
look
soon.
at look at look at Bronny, right? It's like
Oh.
like if you're gonna be one and done,
Mm-hmm.
at least let it be. At least make it mandatory to play a full season in the G League or
Yeah.
something. Like, yeah, you can enter the NBA. You just can't enter the
You know
association.
what would make it a little bit competitive, a little bit more competitive. I think you can only come out after your first year of college if your team makes the tournament. Because now,
That'll eliminate the Cinderellas. We will never see another Cinderella ever again.
I'm just
we
saying
they're already saying that, but if you do that
that'll
now, it's
hype
like
the
okay, so
competition though, because
yeah,
now everybody's
it'll
vying
yeah,
to get into that fucking thing.
all the power five teams will be very very good.
But I mean, and again, we've said it. I love the upsets. Obviously, I love watching. Uh, Murray. What was it? Murray, not Murray State. It was McNeese this year
Yeah,
beating Clemson.
yeah,
Great. I love that.
for
I
sure.
love seeing Vermont beating Syracuse back in the day.
That might have been the last
Right.
time.
But if the games are good, I want North Carolina and Kentucky in these games. At the end,
The blue blood, the blue
I want the
bloods.
Blue Bloods. I want to see, as much as I hate them, I want to see Duke. I want to see the Tar Heels. I want to see Kentucky. I want to see Kansas. I want to see Tennessee. I want to see these teams at Michigan State. I want to see these teams at the end of the
UConn,
tournament.
Syracuse.
UConn, Syracuse. I want to see these teams at the end of the tournament because it gives you that. It gives you, like when Kansas and Kentucky matched up in the national championship, that was great. Even though Kansas lost,
Yeah.
that was great. Like so, I want to see that. But obviously, you want some upsets along the way. But this all actually is great, and it ties into what we've been talking about in our topic, which we spent almost an hour and a half talking about. But it's the competition, the lack thereof in March Madness this year really made the NCAA just take a step back, and it's not a product that like the best part. There's nothing to go against this part because it's my favorite part of the tournament, and it made me have chill bumps last night. Once again, I posted that was one shining moment. That
Mm-hmm.
was the best part of the tournament. That was it. Like the final four was good, but one shining moment was the best part of the tournament. So it shouldn't be. It should be the cherry on top of the tournament.
Yeah.
But this year, it was the whole cake. NCAA, you got to figure it out.
Fast.
So, but
Fast.
I think we have talked about the tournament and March Madness to death. One other thing I thought was funny, people nowadays, actually, this will be, I got to give you credit. This is part of your new You Don't Know Ball segment. I will initiate it. I'll pop the cherry on it because this drove me absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas, kid. This drove me insane when I fucking saw it. All right. First of all, Akeem Olajuwon is how tall?
7 feet.
If not more. A massive human being wearing a Houston Cougars shirt. Clearly said Houston across his fucking chest. Comes up to you when the team is celebrating and goes, I don't even know if he said anything. It didn't even look like his mouth fucking moved. It looked like the guy he was with was trying to escort him onto the court. You deny Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon onto the court to celebrate with his alma mater because you don't know who he is? Are you shitting me, security down in San Antonio? When Charles Barkley goes on his San Antonio rants, I do this. I get my popcorn. And I sit there, I lean back and I watch because they're absolutely fucking hilarious. But they not only do they have, I've never been to San Antonio, so I can't confirm. I'm just going by what Chuck said. Not only are they the big ass women in San Antonio, big ass ugly woman, whatever he said, but they're fucking dumb down there too. How do you not know who Hakeem Olajuwon is? And furthermore, you deny him onto the court. I used to work security. I used to work the court at the Garden. That's like Robert Parrish.
Yeah.
Trying to get onto the court. Me going, excuse me, sir.
Sorry, buddy.
You know what? Not even. I'll go a step further because this is how insulting I thought this was. That's like Bill Russell coming up to me and trying to get on the court because the Celtics just won the East and they're going to the NBA Finals, and he wants to go, excuse me, go on the court and celebrate. And that's like me getting in his face and going, sir, I can't let you on the court because I don't know who you are. And the excuse was he didn't have a pass. Again, coming from a kid, a guy, not a kid anymore. I was a kid when I worked there, that worked security on the court at the NBA Finals, had Tom Brady go like this to my shoulder behind me because he needed to get by. I had no idea who was behind me. And I was like, what the? Oh, that's Tom Brady. Yeah, no, you go ahead, sir. Yes, you good? You need some water. You need some towels. You sweating? Are you good? Are you good? Is that I'll have them turn the temperature down, dude. Like nope, you good? Thank you, Jesus, thank you. Like so, there's certain people you just go, okay, what are we doing? So, security guard in Houston and in San Antonio that denied Hakeem Olajuwon access to the court to celebrate with Houston. You don't know ball,
0.
idiot.
And granted, you could have just taken the opportunity to apply and get hired for a position, but I've never worked at the Garden or anything like that. But I would assume
Okay,
that
got stories.
you discuss and talk sports amongst your fellow coworkers.
So it's not as simple as you may think, because there were people I worked with that had no clue who anybody was.
Interesting.
I've had to tell multiple people who worked on the floor with me to do just to not do what the guy did in San Antonio because celebrity A was coming onto the court. Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I don't need a pass.
He plays on the Celtics. What are you doing? I was like, it it blew my mind. I was like, because he was in street clothes, obviously, because I don't think he was playing that night.
Hmm.
They're like, stopped him. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I didn't know who he was.
Like,
He didn't have a pass. I go, he doesn't need a fucking pass. He plays on the team.
yeah, like
Stop
it's
it. So
like the
there
dude's
are
seven
morons out
feet
there.
tall. Like, come on.
There,
They're
there are
not
sports.
average human beings.
There are very sports illiterate people out there. Um,
Understandable. I mean,
and it's
it's
more
totally
than you may
understandable.
think because
Yeah,
working at the Garden, you would be surprised at how many people walk out of that place and are like, "Who's Kevin Garnett? Who's Paul Pierce?" Because that's how far back I used to
yeah,
fucking work
yeah.
there. Who's Ray Allen? Who's Rajon Rondo? Who's whoever. Everybody knew who LeBron James was, obviously, but I got who's Dwayne Wade. Oh yeah, we could do a whole show about the stupid shit I used to see at the Garden in here. Oh, they probably don't want me to say a lot of the stuff that happened there. So, um, but yeah, that just drove me nuts. That was like that was the icing on the cake. I'm like, wow, you you just denied one of the greatest centers of all time,
Arguably the
if
greatest.
not
I
the
mean,
greatest, access to the court because he didn't have a pass.
I think like, and
Okay.
just to, it's like he went. I'm pretty sure two chips they lost to. I think they went to okay, perfect example, right? As to why you should stay in college. I don't know if Hakeem played ball in Africa. I believe he's from
I
Nigeria,
don't know.
but regardless, he played for the University of Houston. I'm pretty sure he left after his junior year.
Mhm.
Uh, Three appearances in the Final
I
Four.
didn't even put it
Two,
together that he went Houston to Houston.
yeah. So two national
That just now dawned
championships.
on me.
He lost. I don't think he's a national champion. I know he's a two-time NBA champion because Jordan took a took a nap.
Yeah, a little
Um,
siesta.
but it's like, I know Texas is a big state, but like the Rockets, Houston, the University of Houston at the time is buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He is
he
7 feet.
when he was there. So the dude's 7 feet, and he's like, obviously has nothing to do with anything, but like he's African, so he obviously has an accent.
He was
So
the
obviously,
first African-born player in the NBA.
oh sweet. But like, you would think that just off of his accent alone,
Mm-hmm.
people would be like, oh yeah, that's Akeem Olajuwon.
Or
Just
somebody
just
of
because
importance.
during that time, not only was he a massive Af- African man in America, but he
Mm-hmm.
also had an accent. So you would assume that in Texas, I'm not sure how far Houston is from San Antonio. I'm sure it's a grip,
I
probably like four or
I actually looked
five
it up
hours.
because I was looking into potentially going to the Final Four, um, but the flights into San Antonio were stupid. But I was looking at Houston. I don't think it's that far away.
Let's see.
He's a two-time, excuse me, two-time NBA champion. Um, First player to be named uh,
3 hours.
three. Yeah. So here to here to New Jersey.
Yeah, Spurs, Rockets. I mean, obviously they weren't really as prevalent as they were in the '90s, but like
He's no go. Yeah,
he
because
like
this next stat's going to drive me
you
nuts.
gotta know who he is.
He is the first player to be named MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same season.
He's the first.
Became the first.
Became the first, yeah. Because I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Jordan did it.
Well, yeah, no, but he's the first. He was the first one to be named the MVP, the DP, um, and Finals MVP
Well,
in the same
that that
season.
that pretty much sums up. I'm almost certain Jordan is on that list,
Probably.
but because Hakeem is the first, that means that Jordan did it on his second tenure with the Bulls on
Yeah.
during one of his seasons, one of the three-peat seasons
Mm-hmm.
after, because Houston obviously won in between
Which
Jordan's
is
hiatus.
unbelievable. And so all the stuff, all the accolades that we just mentioned that are attached to this man, this one very giant human being, and you went, nope, can't come on my court.
Like a nun.
And he sits there and he plays around with his little earpiece and goes in a little thing. I'm like, buddy, buddy, like, stop it.
Well, at least he got his one shining moment.
Ah, we're gonna clip that one.
But he got his one shining moment.
All right. So, anything else to add about March Madness and this whole stretch of
No, I mean,
weeks we've had here?
I'll just keep the trend with the you don't know ball. I guess I'll just since you kicked it off,
Have at it.
we'll transition to some NFL.
Finally,
Specifically some Pats news for anybody else, for everybody that's tuned in or just tuning in or has been tuned in. Appreciate you guys. You already know what it
thank you.
is. So me and Mikey started. We've been talking, and we wanted to start the "You Don't Know Ball" segment. So Mikey started off with the usher not knowing who Akeem Olajuwon was. Uh, I guess we can do. I guess we can because you
This is all
stated
you. You've been very
because
passionate about this, so
well, I'm just saying because you solidified that not you don't know most people don't know in a working environment sports like that. We can give the gentleman a slap on the wrist
and
for
more than
that
that,
for not letting Hakeem on the court for his alma
not a
mater
suspension.
celebrating. Um, but I think that everybody involved with being on the Bazooka Joe Milton train
Let it out.
should be punched in the face. Um, that's a slap on the wrist. I believe that if you're defending Joe Milton, that you legitimately and ultimately need to be punched in the fucking face. Um, Something that I've been asking myself probably daily since he's been traded, right? I haven't asked you this yet.
Ask
I haven't
away.
asked you this yet. I wanted to save it until we discussed it. Did we like did we give a fuck about Brian Hoyer this much?
No.
Ryan Mallett?
All right, IP. No.
Jimmy G?
Yeah. Yeah.
So am I missing
There were
anybody?
people. There were people saying that Jimmy G should have been the starting QB, and we should have traded Tom Brady.
So Jimmy G is a legitimate
NFL quarterback, an established, legitimate NFL quarterback who's been to the Super Bowl
right with
and
uh
multiple
lower
championship games.
what double A double A quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, out of the University of Delaware. Started all,
Uh, I
all
don't know if it was Delaware, but I think so. He it wasn't any. It was no, it was where Tony Romo went, wasn't it?
Jimmy G. Collins. Let's see.
Easton, I think Eastern
Uh,
Illinois.
Eastern Illinois. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I mixed that up. University of Delaware. I'm pretty sure Joe Flacco went
That's
to.
yes, yes. Joe Flacco went to
Yeah, okay,
Delaware.
so my
Yes,
mistake. Eastern
yes.
Illinois. So it's
Either
still
way, who the hell is
Division
Eastern
One Double
Illinois?
A, Division One Double A
Right.
quarterback. Um, wow. Like I just
Keep
don't.
going.
I can't. I just don't understand what the obsession is with this kid. It's almost like this. There's so many things that I could say. Like an
Say it.
an argument I had with individuals was I'm I'm like guys like like this kid was a fifth, sixth round pick.
Sixth.
Sixth round pick. I think he was drafted after he was a quarterback taken after fuck is the albino kid's name? Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
He was taken
around the
after
same
Spencer
time, I
he
think.
was
Right?
taken after Spencer Rattler,
Was he
right?
fifth? Was Spencer Rattler fifth round?
Pretty sure. All I know is I'm pretty
Keep
positive he was taken after
talking.
Spencer
I got you.
Rattler because now the Saints are trying to look that the Saints that drafted Spencer Rattler are now one of the favorites to take
He
one
was. He was
of the
150.
one of the top one of the top five quarterbacks of this draft
Mm-hmm.
sooner, much sooner, possibly the first round. Like that's what we're talking the that's what we're talking about right
Mm-hmm.
now. Joe Milton, like the Patriots put it out there. They threw the fishing line out to see how stupid the NFL was or is.
It's
Saying
not
that
that stupid,
saying that okay,
at least in this instance.
All this Joe Milton news based off of one fucking game, the last game of the season
No, hold up. I feel
against
like you're about to cook, and I need some popcorn. So go ahead.
the 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 last game of the season against predominantly third string, fourth string, and the best player for the Buffalo Bills that game was a fucking practice player. So
Guys are working at Stop and Shop right now.
so it's like, oh, he made great throws. Oh,
Tremendous.
he made good plays, make good decision
Mm-hmm.
making.
Look like
It's
Dan
like
Marino out there.
it's like okay, guys, I understand. It's the NFL. These guys are phenomenal athletes. The severity of the game was as minimal as
Gerard Mayo's head coaching tenure here.
uh, yeah, thank you, because I was gonna say something really fucking crazy.
You can go ahead. I just
No,
needed
no,
to get that one
no,
out.
you already said it, so I'll keep it at that. But like the it it just does it's so the Patriots put it out there the fish threw the fishing line out. Okay, Joe Milton for a third round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do I think that the Patriots could have gotten a third round pick for Joe Milton? I didn't think. I thought that the NFL was stupid. So when we put it out there, I'm
I said
waiting
no
and
chance.
I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And then breaking news: Joe Milton gets traded to the Dallas Cowboys
You're like, oh boy.
for a seventh round pick and a fifth or You
We
swap your
gave.
seventh for a fifth. For a fifth,
There
so
were
he got
people
traded.
angry we gave up a seventh round pick.
What angry? We gave up a 7 round pick when we have 4 picks in the top 100.
Who the fuck are we drafting in this draft this year in the seventh round that you have your eyes on, caller, as we'll say, as we'll throw a Felger and Maz little tidbit in there. Who do you have them taking in the seventh round that's going to do anything on this team? Why are you
I want to know.
pissed off?
My goodness. Okay,
All right.
Joe Milton. He
Hmm?
played 6 years in college. People
That's good, right?
People arguing with me. Oh, Joe Milton was good in college.
Hmm. Tremendous.
Joe Milton was good in
It's
college.
tremendous. He led Tennessee to a national championship, didn't he?
If you're good in college, you're wouldn't how many people on planet Earth outside of Joe Milton's family purchased a Joe Milton jersey? Show of hands, please.
Oh, there's probably some out there. I can feel the hands right now going up around the world.
During his time in at the University of Georgia,
Oh, okay.
Michigan, or the University
Tennessee.
of Tennessee.
Okay, that's different.
That's what I meant.
All right. Nobody.
Because
Right.
I think Beetle has a Joe Milton jersey on the desk. I
He
think the
does.
day of
Yeah,
he
he
had the
does.
Joe Milton jersey on the desk. But
He's also a dope.
he's also trolling though,
Wow.
because you can't be, because people are fucking delusional, like
Fucking
legitimately,
delulu.
absolutely fucking delusional. Joe Milton didn't even fucking start at the University of Michigan, and he
Nope.
transferred to the University of Tennessee,
Yep.
taking over. Unfortunately, a high for like
Mhm.
everybody forgets about Hendon Hooker.
I don't.
Hendon Hooker should have won the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
He tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Hendon Hooker is irrelevant in the
Mm-hmm.
NFL due to complications from that injury.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Which
assuming
is sad.
it's very
Phenomenal,
fucking unfortunate. We're
phenomenal
talking about
college
the
quarterback.
number one pick in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
Heisman Trophy winner, like front
Mm-hmm.
runner, running the fuck away with the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, sucks. Shit like that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But that's you talk about the University of Tennessee. That, that's who I'm thinking about. Oh, didn't Joe Milton? Wasn't he on the race for that? No, that was Hendon Hooker. That's
No,
who
Joe Milton. Like I said,
Joe
he led
Joe.
the
Joe
Volunteers to the national championship, right?
no, sir, no.
Yeah.
Joe Milton beat the fucking Bama for the first time in fucking what, 30 years? No, sir. It was fucking Hendon Hooker.
He did it? That wasn't Joe Milton? You sure? That wasn't. Wait a minute. Bazooka Joe? When I hear that, when I heard that nickname, it made me fucking cringe.
20 touchdowns out of his 6 years. That's the most he's thrown in his whole in 6 seasons. First of all,
Huh?
there's no quarterback university. If we were, if we really want to put a stamp on it, I would vote the University of Oklahoma, because they have the most starting NFL quarterbacks right now in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no quarterback university. So, but it's like this dude played 6 seasons. He didn't even start as a true freshman.
That's good, right?
Five, three, 4 attempts his freshman year, 7 attempts his sophomore year. 141 attempts his junior year with 4 touchdowns. He threw the ball 141 times at the University of Michigan and scored and threw 4 fucking touchdowns. uh, uh, Transferred to the University of Tennessee. He threw the ball 61 times his first season as a Tennessee Volunteer. The second year of University of Tennessee, he threw the ball 82 times. With those 2 seasons combined,
This is
and I'm not even
painful.
on his third season yet
This
as
is
evolves.
this is painful.
The third, those 2 seasons combined, he threw 12 touchdowns total. And his final year, in University of Tennessee before he entered the draft, which he had no fucking choice, he threw the ball 354 times and only threw 20 touchdowns.
That's good, right?
And people are trying to argue with me that he did well in college. And the University of Tennessee is a rival of not only my Georgia Bulldogs, but your Alabama
Alabama Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide. There is not one game that I know in which, when we're talking about a good quarterback, especially a good SEC quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There are moments in football, college football. I remember specific plays, downs, and distances
Sure.
in just regular season games
Yeah, not
where
to
I
mention all the
I
playoff games.
remember plays that SEC quarterbacks have
Sure.
made, like plays. Uh, Cam Newton, his run against
Multitude.
LSU.
Multitude of plays.
You know, Johnny Manziel. How many?
Came into Bama and beat
How,
us.
like how many? Tua.
Yeah.
Uh, obviously, obviously Tua came in the
Mm.
in the championship setting, but it's like, okay, this true
Hit one really,
freshman came
really,
in.
really good play.
Yeah, like true freshman destroyed, broke my heart. You know, um,
Elated me that night. I drank my fucking face off that night.
Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. Um, like when you say good quarterbacks, it's like, yeah, like
You're
the
forgetting one person there
motherfucker.
too that you can admit now, and people have to fucking accept it because he was a good college quarterback. Jones.
Oh, I mean, of course.
You
I
just
mean,
have to take advantage. You
yeah,
have to take
I,
advantage of the
I,
moment.
I could go Chris Leak.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on and on about
Oh yeah. No,
SEC quarterbacks.
I had to slide the Mac reference in there real quick.
Um,
Still love you,
but it's
Mac.
just like don't sit here and fucking argue with me that Joe Milton was good in college. Joe Milton had a very minimal 6th year at the University of Tennessee.
Let's be honest. I don't remember much of him in college. So when
Let's
people were clamoring about him when we picked him, I was like, "Oh, good, a backup that's never going to make it." All right,
Cam Newton, all time
shouldn't have got here.
great, all time great. When
Mm-hmm.
Joe Milton was in the combine, he went viral for, and this is another thing about the internet era. It's like, and why Joe Milton is even relevant. Like, if the internet didn't exist and Joe Milton went to the combine and like there was buzz like, oh, Joe Milton threw the ball the hardest.
Yippee!
It's like, oh yeah, he threw the ball 60 miles an hour, like 70 miles an hour. Cam Newton when that video came out, Cam Newton was on his podcast
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "Dude, nobody, not your receivers don't want to fucking catch that ball.
No.
Nobody wants that. It's like, okay, he can throw the ball a country mile, cool,
Mm-hmm.
but
We all know that.
he can't throw a slant, an intermediate route. He doesn't know how to slow his arm down.
Yes, he
If
can.
he's throwing the ball 60 miles an hour, what did I say? The last he threw the ball 354 times,
Mm-hmm.
right? If he's throwing that ball as hard as he can every fucking time he throws the ball, how long do you think it's going to take for him to either have Tommy John surgery or tear his fucking rotator cuff? If
Not
he
too
was
long.
legitimately a first round pick, we are now starting in this era of football, which I'll say like within the past like season, if that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Bryce Young is the reason for it.
Ugh.
But we are now getting to a place where where general managers and franchises are like, guys, we can't our skill position as far as wide receivers and our trench positions regarding the offensive line have to be at least subpar if we
Yeah.
want to even consider drafting a quarterback first overall, because we are legitimately setting them up for
Mm-hmm.
failure. There's no more, oh, Anthony Richardson,
Ugh.
6'5", 240-pound quarterback. Oh, he
Bust.
had a day on his pro day. I'm sure Joe Milton had a day at his
I'm
pro day too.
sure a
He's
lot of
not
people
far
have days on
off.
their pro
He's
days.
not far off of the fucking physical attributes of
Do
Anthony Richardson.
do people honestly as well? Do people realize what pro days are?
It's a fucking
Seriously,
practice.
it's a showcase.
It's a
You're supposed to. If you don't do well at your pro day, you should not be drafted.
and the issue is people. I don't know why or how, but people have legitimately shot up draft boards because of their fucking pro day on air, and it's like we've as a fan, I'm like, buddy, what the fuck are y'all
Mhm.
doing? The Jets, Zach Wilson, like,
Well,
and obviously, Justin Fields hasn't panned out to what
no.
he should have been as far as his high school and college career. But like, why don't we just go with the flow, or simply
Or
draft the best player or position of
go,
need to make
yeah,
this team better?
go with the talent that they showcase in real time
Real
instead
time
of these
game.
pro days. And it goes back to, not to take anything away from Drake, because obviously we're well on that bandwagon. But when people were sending me his pro day last year, like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? I was like, it's Drake, man. I was like, I'm not taking anything that he did at his pro day
Yeah,
and and feeling anything different. I was like, I'm taking what I watched when he was playing games for North Carolina, and that's the reason why I want the Patriots to draft him, because I feel like his talent in games is what is going to mold into one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL coming up. I
Mikey,
didn't care. I didn't care what he did at his pro day.
Mikey.
I just,
How many with 6 years, right?
yeah,
Oh my, this is,
you you about to throw some
buddy,
fire on the
buddy.
gasoline.
When did Drake May leave? He's a redshirt freshman. He
When did he
spent
leave?
No, he's a true freshman. No, redshirt freshman. Yeah, he was a redshirt.
He was
I was right.
redshirt. He played 2 years.
Redshirt freshman, right? So legitimately, he left basically after his sophomore year.
Yeah,
He just turned
2.
21, right? 22, right? At the University of North Carolina, ACC. basketball dominant school, right? 3 years, basically
2.
years.
Yeah.
We call it two for
No.
sure. We'll
No.
call it two
It's
years
2.
for sure, right? Joe Milton spent 6 years in college at the University of Michigan, 3 at University of Michigan, 3 at the University of Tennessee.
And we didn't know who he was until his last year.
How many yards do you think that he had in those 6 years?
Joe Milton?
Joe Milton. Over under how many?
Give me an over under. Give me a number.
6,000.
Under.
Okay.
Uh,
How many? Over under six
I don't want
for
to
Drake
say
May in
a
two
number because I
seasons.
don't want to sound stupid because I gave him too many
No, no,
yards.
no, buddy.
I don't
You
know.
think that I would hang you out to dry like that?
Fucking,
Over
I don't know.
under Drake May for 2 years at the University of North Carolina. Over under.
The same number?
Yet it 6.
Over.
8,000 yards.
I knew that one. That was an easy one. Feed me,
What the
Joe.
fuck are we
What's Joe
talking
Milton's
about?
number? What's
What the
Joe Milton's actual number?
5,805, excuse me,
I
5,353.
was going to say 4,700, so I not too far off. So I wasn't that stupid.
What?
Uh,
This is what I'm talking about. Buddy, you don't know ball. Because it has nothing to do with the fact that he's black.
I'm going to start eating popcorn on the shows more.
It has nothing to do with he can throw the ball a country mile.
No.
It has nothing to do that he showcased. Joe Milton spent his first year in the NFL as a scout quarterback, which could benefit him in the long run.
Good.
Do I think that Joe Milton is going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL? No. Do I wish him the best?
Of
Absolutely.
course. Of course. I don't have no ill will towards him.
Absolutely. I hope I hope he becomes a fucking Hall of Fame player.
Sure.
But the shit that these people on his bandwagon for some reason
Fucking delulu.
wholeheartedly believe that not only was it stupid to draft this player, I mean, not that, but like like, do you guys legitimately believe that this dude was
It
better?
was stupid to draft him because you had
Yes.
your franchise quarterback
Go ahead.
already
Go ahead.
drafted
Go
in the
ahead.
same draft.
This is you. This all you. This all you. This all you.
This is quick point. When you think about it, Joe Milton was drafted, we said 6th round, right? Not a lot of people come out of the 6th round. I don't want to fucking hear it because I've heard it.
Yes.
I've heard it. I've heard
Leave it
it.
alone. You don't even gotta say it.
I've
You
heard
don't
it.
even gotta. Somebody said it to
I've
me
heard
too, and I'm like,
199, and I was like, "Can you do not? Don't even." So we're not even touching that surface.
yeah.
We're not going there. Joe Milton was drafted 6th round. Granted, we don't know many people that come out of the 6th round that make impact plays for teams. But you had already drafted your franchise guy in Drake May. You already had Grandpapa. So what's the need for Milton? And you had Zippity Doodah. People forget he was still on the fucking roster until halfway through the preseason. We had to suffer through more Bailey Zappi
Yeah.
throws. Zappy hour. These are the same idiot.
Buddy.
These are the same idiots that thought Bailey Zappi was going to be a thing.
Dude,
It's because Mac Jones was so far gone because Bill Belichick didn't know what the fuck he was doing that this kid even had a chance to take a snap. What has Bailey Zappi done since he left the fucking Patriots? Since the Patriots got rid of him. There were people pissed off when we got rid of Zappi. There were
um,
people praising when we got him back. There were people that wanted Bailey fucking Zappi to start the season last year. Not Grandpa and not Drake May because we can't get Drake hurt. So we want to suffer even more and watch Bailey Zappi? We want to watch that shit? You didn't get enough of that the past year and a half? You want more of that? You got to be shitting me. Stop it. I. It's got to be COVID. It's got to be the shot, maybe. It's got to be something because these aren't normal reactions. People in this region are dumb, but they're not this fucking dumb. There's something wrong somewhere. There's a glitch in the matrix, and we have to find out where it is because people are absolutely insufferable nowadays.
it's
And
bad.
this, like you said, took the cake. There were people that said at the end of the season when you and I were live after the Patriots game that Gerard Mayo fucked them over with the number one pick that said it wouldn't be a bad idea to explore what I can't even fathom that I'm actually going to say this. We should explore Drake May's trade value.
People that have
You
people that have
shitting
multi
me.
people like sports writers and uh TV personalities that are on multi-million dollar deals. Nick Wright
He's just an idiot.
stated that the Patriots should trade Drake May. Not only because of Joe Milton, but because of Shador Sanders.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like these are the things, and I don't know. I'm not on TV. I don't get paid millions of
Not yet.
dollars. But it's just, do people say shit like obviously we have people that are in our comments that try to get a rise out of us,
Yeah, but we like that.
but it's like there, it's like, do you legitimately have to say shit like this to be and
In order to
stay
get attention.
relevant? Like it's, and with Nick specifically, and he's probably a phenomenal person off camera, but
I
on
hope
camera,
so.
I can't stand him. I
Nope.
can't stand
Nope.
him because, and it's like, buddy, you gotta. It's to the point where it's like, yeah, you gotta. I understand how ratings work and everything, and
But you sound like an idiot. Like
it's crazy. Like you're willing to risk your,
the only thing that's missing is the red nose.
yeah. I mean,
The red
it's actually it's
fucking.
astonishing.
You know
And
who else? Yeah.
but
So
the just to not like get off the rails,
no,
it's just like
no, this is all
the
part of the
pick, like,
conversation.
okay, we got a fifth round pick, and we swapped the seventh for a fifth and
We're complaining because we thought
and a six round quarterback, right? That showcased nothing.
whatever he
Nothing.
did at the week
He
18
showcased
game
he
against the
showcased
backups.
he showcased nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Joe
This
okay,
many.
Joe Joe Milton, right? He's a part of the University of Michigan. He was under Jim Harbaugh, who was a NFL quarterback.
Mhm.
Obviously, he surrounds his players with the greatest, best coaches that are available, right? Especially the quarterback position. Um, You, this kid, w- 6 years in college under the three of them under Jim Harbaugh.
and did nothing.
You nothing about your game showcases that you're a starting
And
quarterback in the NFL.
there's people clamoring about him saying that the Patriots traded him because he's a threat to Drake May.
But not knowing that the Patriots probably could have gotten a fourth round pick.
Oh, but
I'll throw that out there. I'll say that but because of having a legitimate leader with Vrabes
mhm.
running the show now, the reason why we traded Joe Milton to the Dallas Cowboys is because Joe Milton requested
He didn't
that
want to be here.
move.
He didn't want to be here because he
He
knew Drake
of,
May is
of
the
course,
starter.
of course, but not only that, it's just like, okay, we're willing yeah, hey buddy, obviously
They did
last
him a
year
Mac Jones
last year happened exactly. They sent Mac Jones to
home.
home. Home. Unfortunately, he's not home. I
He's
mean,
not home anymore,
not
but
yeah,
that's
but I
not the
mean, hey,
Patriots'
listen,
fault.
listen. If I'm going from New England to Florida to California, I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining either.
Um, but uh, you know, the Patriots are with a move like that, right? Because the Patriots could have easily been like, yeah, fuck this kid. Let's get the best available pick.
Yeah, they did him a solid
It's like we're trying to be the best organization in sports.
again.
We are trying to get
Mhm.
back there, right? We're trying to get back to that place.
Yep.
Like this isn't no 7 game series sport.
One and
This is a
done, baby.
this is
That's why
this
football's
is
the
the
best.
most dominant entity in the world. And
You are one and done.
as soon as we start we're motion we've had games in Japan, we have yearly games in Germany, we have
Hmm.
yearly games in Spain, we
Yep.
have yearly games in Mexico. We're transitioning to possibly
Brazil.
yearly games in Brazil. Like we for and this is no disrespect to soccer. I don't, soccer, FIFA is its own world.
Hmm.
The money is stupid, but
You'll see
like
it next year here.
Yeah, but the NFL is the strongest
Oh
entity
yeah.
in the world,
Oh yeah.
and it's only if you want to argue that soccer is, then we're already 5 countries deep, 6 countries deep and counting. So
Hmm.
like the
Football.
Patriots,
Football takes the cake.
the Patriots are the second most expensive franchise at this very moment. Michael Vrabel knows that.
Hmm.
Jerry Jones knows that.
Hmm.
Robert Kraft knows
Hmm.
that.
Jonathan.
So Mike Vrabel is a part of the foundation
Yeah.
of that fact.
Yep.
We are going to be relevant for another 2 decades because of trading Joe Milton. Moves such as trading Joe Milton. We
We
are going to be
moved such
relevant.
as it.
We are going to be relevant for the next 2 decades because we have a franchise quarterback.
Yep.
We drafted Drake third overall last year.
Mhm. Drafting
We
fourth
ended
overall.
up we ended up having the fourth overall pick. We are the
But
only franchise. we,
You already
obviously,
know. You already knew what was coming out of my mouth. So
you
go
know,
on. Go on.
I don't know how many. The only issue about picking at number four, getting fucked over at picking number four, is how many years or how many games did that set us back by not being able to acquire the first overall pick? That is the question that will be answered maybe after the first decade. But
Depends on what
yeah,
we could have gotten.
or depends on what transpires in a
Right.
couple
I mean,
weeks.
again, yeah.
Because
Nobody
things could
knows.
because things yeah because
Nobody
nobody
knows.
knows, things could change. And that fourth pick could potentially end up being the first overall pick in reality.
Which
Um,
there's another
yeah.
sneaky name coming in there, but
Um, yeah, we'll get to it. I'll wrap up the you don't know ball and Joe
Mhm.
Milton shit with we are going to be so relevant. Not only and that's the thing. Like, listen, if you just watch NFL to watch NFL and to argue and to talk shit and
have at it.
cool, I'm totally fine with that.
Hmm.
I'll argue with you, but I'm going to argue with you because I'm invested,
Hmm.
not only in this sport, but with this franchise. I'm invested in this sport because of this franchise. Um,
Those are facts.
so we are a franchise that have a first overall, that have a top five pick,
Hmm.
but already have the franchise guy, which is
So much
not
farther
it's
ahead.
which is so rare. I don't think people really realize that Joe Milton is not a franchise quarterback.
He's not.
He was drafted in the sixth round.
Was?
And if you want to argue that Tom Brady was drafted in the sixth round, Tom Brady played in a national fucking championship.
But Tom Brady and Joe
What is the
Milton are
biggest bowl game that Joe Milton played in? I don't know, but I can let somebody else fucking figure that out. But
toilet bowl.
let's be for real. Let's be for real here, please.
The shit he took in the
Um,
toilet bowl.
like
The little toilet bowl.
we, it's over. He's gone. Get over it.
They traded Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Traded Tom Brady.
And if my wife and if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle.
She sure would. Well, she'd be
Well, maybe
she'd
shit.
be a
Yeah,
lot of things
yeah.
nowadays. So
Maybe today, but um,
there is one other thing I want to add real quick, because I can't stand this person. And
uh,
know what?
yeah.
You know what? Segment 3. You don't know ball. You don't know anything. You don't know fucking anything because it's been shown, it's been proven that you are a fucking nitwit. And I hope at one point, one day, we're relevant where you see this and you can see me and hear me tell you that you're a fucking idiot. Is Ben Volen and his reporting. You talk about a fucking red nose. That shirt with Goodell with the red nose, you could make one and put Ben Bolin's face on it, and it would be just as valuable.
You know what? I got a light bulb. I got a light
Saying,
bulb.
um, his clown reporting came into the limelight again last week, and said that the May family was upset when Joe Milton was drafted. I'm sorry, Drake May and his family. We've all seen the profiles. We've all seen the specials. We know how competitive they are. They're four brothers. Dad played quarterback North Carolina. Mom played sports as well. I apologize. I don't know what sports
Brother,
she played.
brother played. I want to say
Volleyball.
volleyball. And
She's a very athletic
yeah,
person.
I mean, his
Um,
big brother is one of my favorite Tar Heels of all
brother
time.
made
Basketball.
was a tremendous college basketball player. Made a insane shot against Kentucky to send them to the Final Four. Um, This family, whose son was just drafted third overall to the New England Patriots, this family who's celebrating their 21-year-old son being drafted third overall to the fucking New England Patriots, who don't have a quarterback. Stop it. We didn't have one. Now we do. So this is your guy. The kid just got introduced on the field while they do the number one pick. They're the team's number one pick. Every year, he made the press conference. He won people over there. They were upset. You're telling me that they were genuinely pissed off that the Patriots drafted Joe Milton in the 6th round? He further goes on. If that wasn't stupid enough. And this one I can see for the competitiveness that lies within Drake May. That Drake was mad that Milton played, that he had to give over the position to Milton in week 18 because, yeah, Drake's competitive. He wants to win. That part I believe that he was genuinely pissed off that he couldn't play. But it's not the way it was written. It was written that like he was pissed off at the Patriots and threw a temper tantrum, and that's why he wasn't present at his locker room, for cleanout day.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he didn't do the press conference after the game. Idiots. Idiot Ben Volen. Who does the press conference? Who does the post-game press conference for the New England Patriots? The head coach and the quarterback. Who was the quarterback week 18?
Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe. Drake May played one series. What the fuck is he going to talk about? He's not doing the press conference, you moron. He didn't play.
I can assure that Drake May wanted that first overall pick.
Of course he did. Because if anything, if they couldn't trade it, if they didn't want it, granted, we don't know if they're going to be able to get this player, but it would have been Travis Hunter. Like, would have vouched for Travis Hunter. So, what the fuck? Or you could have traded it, and maybe you could have got a number one receiver. Maybe you could have traded the number. Did you ever think of that, you fucking morons? That they could have traded the number one pick and got a number one receiver, an actual number one receiver, not fucking Chris Godwin, who's got half a leg.
$30 million a year.
They could have traded the number one pick and gotten a big name receiver. Oh, you got Stephon Diggs. You're so happy about that. Yes, I am fucking happy because he's the best option that's left. Who knows what they could have got with that fucking pick? Don't you think teams like Cincinnati might have wanted that pick? Don't you think teams like Minnesota might have wanted that pick? Do you see where I'm getting at, idiots? Teams with disgruntled number one receivers.
The Eagles, maybe? The defending champions?
The Eagles might have wanted that to draft another kid from fucking Georgia. And Jalen Walker, who's shooting up the draft boards right now. We'll get into that when we do the draft preview show. Stay tuned for that. I'm just saying, your star quarterback wanted that number one pick. So he was probably pissed off that the head coach put his own fucking agenda in front of the team's need. That's why Drake May was pissed off, is because your stupid head coach put his own fucking agenda in front of the team, and he wanted to win that stupid fucking game. That's why your quarterback was pissed off.
Your head,
And he didn't get to fucking play.
your starting quarterback, your general manager, your owner, your
That's why
vice
Drake May was
president.
pissed off. It's not because he was being a
Everybody
whiny
was pissed
bitch.
off.
And
The
person
fan
that
base.
the person that I expected this from, and I knew it was coming, and I was trying to prepare myself for it, and it happened on Friday. And the only reason why I saw it is because I was fucking sick. Couldn't even. I was supposed to go to opening day, as you know, and couldn't even go to opening day because I was fucking sick. And you can still hear it. I've been coughing this whole show. But in between innings in the Red Sox game, I was like, let me see what the idiots have to say. What are they talking about? And we all know who the 2 to 6 idiots are.
Yeah.
So I put NBC Sports on, and Felger Maz and that moron in the corner graced my TV. And what was the first thing that I fucking heard was that fucking troll that sits in the corner say, I don't know about Drake May. I got questions. He's a diva. He doesn't want to. He gets mad when Joe Milton started over him. He had a temper tantrum. And Tom
Oh, Tom
Brady.
Brady. Tom Brady didn't get upset when the Patriots drafted Jimmy G.
We can do a whole show about Tom Brady and the absolute delulu factor over what that guy actually did and what people can't accept that he did. But as we all know who I'm talking about, if you don't, look it up because I don't want to say his name. Moron was shitting on Drake May because he called him a crybaby. Are you shitting me? You're shitting me, right? We're going to do this. We're going to do the Mac Jones thing to Drake May because we got nothing else to talk about, so we're going to shit on this kid. I have never, I'm not even going to play a snap this season. I'm not even going to sniff the, well, we might sniff the field, but not in gameplay. But we're not going to be out there playing, be out there for other reasons. But I want this kid. I want Drake May to have the most incredible, never before seen sophomore season. And I don't even want him to say anything. I want him to continue being him with that Southern just aura,
Draw.
the draw. And that's the way he's going to rub his balls all over every one of y'all's faces. Just drag them right over your faces.
And the unfortunate account to that, bro, which we're already prepared
Oh,
for.
yeah.
But we already understand. We already know this is something that is stamped in multiple episodes ago. The excuses will always come to light, and the first thing that everybody is going to run to is having the third easiest schedule.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
But
It already started.
the contradiction to that is you had the fourth hardest schedule last year while being the shittiest team in the NFL.
And your quarterback did what he did.
And Drake May, in 11 games, managed to throw for 2,000 yards, rush for almost 500 yards, with
Have one of the most.
with honestly, I want to compare like last year's Patriots team to the shittiest teams in NFL history.
Oh, they're right there.
Because like how do you have the shittiest the Patriots the Giants are a fucking dumpster fire, right? But as I've told you before, the Giants were much better and talented than the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots
Everybody was.
the New England Patriots were legitimately the shittiest team I have ever seen in my life.
They were a D3 school.
They sucked from top to bottom, and that is no and I'm sorry that Drake May and Christian Gonzalez are a part of that,
But
because
unfortunately, they are.
it's they're isolated positions though.
Yeah.
It's not like they can hide behind anything. It's the fucking quarterback and
And
your
the
number
corner.
one corner who shut shit down.
Mhm.
Your
And
rookie quarterback, and he didn't fucking start the season. So he threw for 2,000 yards, right? So 11 games. That means that he missed 7 games. So that means he's probably on pace for upwards of 4,000 yards.
he,
500
he
yards he ran
when
for. So you're telling me that he would have had a 4,000 yard, 1,000 yard rushing season as a fucking rookie
I cannot wait.
with the fourth hardest
I
schedule in the
cannot.
entire NFL on the shittiest team?
I cannot wait to do shows during football
But
season
you want Joe Milton to start?
because that is going to be said over and over and over and over and over again because it's well deserved because you're all fucking stupid and you don't know ball.
It's fucking
And
crazy,
it's
bro.
so simple that you don't understand these things, people out there. You don't understand that Joe Milton's nothing.
No, there's people that don't. I understand. All right,
He's not
okay.
nothing.
People live
He's
people live their
not
lives,
what you
right?
would think that he is.
People live their lives. I'm a very minimalistic individual.
I am
I
too.
did my partying. I did my fucking. Everybody knows me. I'm I'm a homebody now. I'm a happy husband. I'm a happy dad,
Hmm.
and I've always been an individual that is in the house in the fall on Saturday and Sunday, because all I want to do, leave. I will do whatever the fuck you want me to do, Monday to Friday,
Hmm.
but leave me the fuck alone on Saturday and Sunday because I'm watching football. I'm watching every fucking game that I can.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry. I watched Drake May. I projected Drake May to be a Heisman winner because I knew that he was going to be that fucking good.
I have text
Unfortunately,
messages of me telling people he's the next Josh Allen.
unfortunately,
I kept him.
because you know he committed to Bama off rip,
Sure did.
too loyal home.
Stayed home.
North Carolina,
Damn, it would have looked good in Alabama Crimson, though.
North Carolina isn't the greatest place
No,
to play football, but we got some legends that came out of there. Julius Peppers,
I was
Lawrence Taylor, you know.
gonna say
But
that's
you
why
know,
Belichick went there.
it's like,
We just figured it out.
like what, like like I'm sorry that I watched this game. I'm invested in it. I know players in this draft that will be drafted in the sixth
Yeah.
round, seventh round, fifth
Yep.
round.
Yep.
Like, hopefully some of them fall to
Sure.
us. There's a very strong possibility that some of the players that I know in this draft
Ozzy Trapilio.
will end up in the fucking on the Patriots. Who
Hmm.
knows?
Hmm.
I would like to view myself as close to the
Hmm.
fucking draft room as possible
Hmm.
for not only the Patriots,
But
but
just
for
in general,
all 32 teams.
because you love ball and you know ball, unlike most of these people.
So
I don't know if they do it because they got nothing else to do. I don't know if they do it to get a rise out of people like you and I because they know they're gonna. I also don't know if they do it because they are genuinely that stupid. But man,
it's questionable, man. It's questionable, and it's like, damn, like and that's why I don't really that's why I don't
no,
give it any
I try
attention.
not to.
I talk to you about it. You
Oh
talk to
yeah,
me about
oh
it.
yeah,
We raise our
Oh yeah.
frustrations, and we're 15 episodes in a second season of a podcast that we've been
Hmm.
fucking rolling and steaming through. So you know, it it it's I just can't wait for the excuses.
Oh, you know they're coming. They're
And it's
marinating
like,
as we speak.
it's like, okay, yeah, we were the shittiest team in the NFL last year, right? And then we made these moves that nobody is satisfied with, even though it's the most moves that the Patriots have made in over 2 decades
Ever.
in the offseason. This
Ever.
is the most turned up Patriots offseason ever, and people are still not
Well,
satisfied,
because
assuming
Stephon Diggs isn't
ass-
anything he used to be.
assuming that you like, okay, you're gonna throw the word rebuild out there, but then also be upset that the
Do you not
moves
understand what a rebuild is?
like, do you know what an the word oxymoron isn't, it kind of died. Some people don't understand.
No, they're just
They
morons.
probably forget or don't remember what, like, like these scientists bringing back fucking 10,000-year-old extinct animals like the dire wolf. I'm bringing oxymoron back, but I'm bringing oxymoron back because don't people are fucking morons and don't realize how fucking stupid they
They don't.
are and how
That's the
stupid they
problem.
sound.
They just don't understand. They don't recognize how stupid they sound.
You
They're
can't.
legitimately stupid. Like,
e- e- e-
not intelligent. And this isn't, honestly, this doesn't even relate just to sports with us. This relates to a lot. And this kind of goes back to what I started the show off with. This relates to a lot of people. And this relates to specifically a few very prominent people in my life at the moment. Morons. Morons.
well,
Idiots. Fools. Clowns. Just straight up idiots. I can't. There's no more words to generate. You are a slug, and I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with you. Get out of my life.
a slug.
A slug.
I like it.
You are a
I like it.
slug, and I don't want anything to do with you. So whether it's sports, whether it's real life shit in multiple facets of that word phrase, I got no time for you because you're a moron. Um, but with that said,
Yeah, yeah. With as far as the real life shit, we can transition into
you
some
want to
real life
you
shit.
want to touch on the other Patriots notes, or you want to transition right
Nah,
into JD?
yeah,
Okay,
just getting
okay,
just getting to JD. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, shout out to, we got rid of Bentley. Obviously, there's
yep.
reasons that,
Mhm.
number 8 was available. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. We love
Finally got
you.
a number.
Got a
10,
number.
10 to 8, baby, 10 to 8.
Let's get
Which,
it.
listen, if we wanna pick apart the little things, the little nuances, and the light bulb keeps going on for purposes.
Hmm.
Remember the 12 to 81 shirts?
Yeah.
Remember the 12 to 83? Well, there's a 10, there's an 8. Same. Anyway, when we talk about real life shit, something came up recently that honestly I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know at all. And
Yeah.
you can see it. I'm already starting to kind of choke up here a little bit. Uh, we're talking about Jarren Duran of the outfielder of the Boston Red Sox and the new Netflix, excuse me, documentary called The Clubhouse on the Red Sox that's out right now. There is an episode in this documentary, uh, specifically about Jarren Duran. It circles around him, and it shows the personal side of him. And I want to find the exact quote, um, but apparently Jarren Duran was going through a lot of mental health issues when he was on the Red Sox in 2022, and it was to the point where he was considering, not only considering,
He did
he
consider.
attempted,
Yeah.
a suicide. He attempted suicide, I should say. I didn't know where I was going with that phrase, but he attempted suicide while being a member of the Boston Red Sox. Um, can't find the quote, and it's aggravating me. But he
Go
got
ahead.
it.
I got you.
All right. Just it took me back. I got it. So I'm going to read the quote. We posted it last night on the story when it came out. It dropped during the Red Sox game. This stuff gets to me, and I'll share why. But Jarren Duran is quoted in the documentary saying, I got to a point where I was sitting in my room. I had my rifle and I had a bullet, and I pulled the trigger, and the gun clicked, but nothing happened. So to this day, I think God just didn't let me take my own life because I seriously don't know why it didn't go off. I took it as a sign of I might have to be here for a reason. So that's when I started to look myself in the mirror after the gun didn't go off. I was like, do I want to be here? Or do I not want to be here? That happened for a reason. And obviously, you're here for a reason. So let's be the way you want to be and play the way you want to play and live the way you want to live. The courage, the that's it. That's all I got to say. Just the courage, the mental capacity to be able to openly talk about something like that, being in such a high profiled state as Jarren Duran is, playing on the biggest organization in baseball. Sorry, Yankees, but it's the Red Sox. That blew me away. It took me back. It gave me a moment. Um, you know, nobody likes to talk about suicide prevention because it's such a sensitive subject. Nobody even likes to say the word. I don't sometimes like to say the word because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Um, but I've learned in your darkest times, um, you you do find that strength. I am not comparing my darkest times to Jarren Duran because I never attempted a hit on my life. But I've been down some dark paths. I've been down some dark roads, had some intrusive thoughts, and it made me realize how much stronger I am for defeating all that. Coming on the other side, again, there was no point I was attempting anything, but you fall as a human. You fall, and obviously, most recently, as everybody knows, and if you don't know by now, that I was going through a divorce process. Just the way it happened, the way my life kind of came crashing down suddenly after being very happy for a very long time with a person. You know, stuff like this makes you think how good you have it, how truly thankful you should be for every moment that you take a breath, for the quote that you say at the end of all of our shows. You know, it's impossible to be alive. Um, it is. So when a situation like this comes to a head, it just makes you think, you know, there are other people out there that struggle, and people as big as Jarren Duran, literally and figuratively, because the dude is a house. Um, but that says it right there too. Like it shouldn't even matter because people look at a guy like Jarren Duran who's got muscles on top of muscles and think he's like this, you know, inevitable movie character. He's not. I've learned you find your true ones when you go quiet. I've gone quiet. People have reached out. You, you find out who those people are, and it wasn't like a test. It wasn't me being like, oh, I'm gonna find
Of
out who really is
course.
invested in me.
Yeah, of course
Not
not.
even. I literally was just one day like, I don't want to deal with anybody today. I'm shutting my phone off. I didn't tell anybody. And then there are people, and it's not to say that the people that didn't reach out that I don't care about. No, that's not the case because there's some family members that didn't reach out. We just don't talk as much. You know what I mean? It's just you find out different things about different people. Um,
Absolutely.
my advice after all this is, first of all, I hope one day we get to speak with Jarren Duran. Um, it would be amazing to get his sense of, you know,
Yeah,
what
a
this
little bit more in
what
depth.
this
Yeah, for sure.
really means to him and what it means to somebody like me because I take everything like this to heart because I truly felt bad for the guy. The guy was getting booed
Yeah.
at Fenway
The
during all
reason,
this because
some of the reasons that he shared was like,
because
they seem so simple.
he didn't start out the way he's not playing the way he is now is not how he started out with the Red Sox.
For sure.
He was having a very difficult time. He struggled in his first season with the Red Sox, and he was getting
For
booed.
sure.
So can you
And then
imagine?
being an outfielder, you know, you're getting
You
heckled a
get
lot.
everything in
Of
the
course.
outfield. So, like, can you imagine going through that mental state, going through with that, thinking about taking your own life, and then getting razzed because you're not doing well at your job? Um, people out there, I'm not saying be sensitive, but use this.
Yeah,
Things like this should give everybody time to reflect.
absolutely.
Don't be an asshole. You know, if you know somebody's struggling, if you know there's something you can do, help out. Reach out to the ones that go quiet. Try to help out everybody you can because what if, as dark as it may seem, like what happened if the gun went off?
Yeah,
We wouldn't have Jarren
yeah.
Duran anymore
Phenomenal
and
player.
turned into a phenomenal baseball player and is part of the reason why, you know, the Red Sox are going to do big things this year. But your life could be over, which I have on the TV. That's what I've been kind of
Yeah, no,
checking right now.
I was curious. I was gonna add, yeah, I
I
was
got
gonna.
the, I got to support, and obviously the Celtics are on
I had
tonight.
the game cast on, but we
Yeah,
was
and obviously
rolling.
the
So
Celtics are on tonight, but as we know, they're locked into the two. Um, but your life could be over like that.
yeah,
As dark as it, like I said, may seem, we could sign off here tonight. We we could say we'll see you next time, and stay tuned for our Friday drop. Biggest announcement we've literally ever had yet. Tonight might be the last time you
yeah,
see us.
definitely a possibility for sure.
We don't know that.
Not even on not even on the fact that, you know, w- we're going through something,
Right.
and we would be the cause of it, but you just
No,
never know.
you just never
You
know.
just
You
never
don't
know.
know what's going to happen from second to second. So my message out of all this is, first of all, to Jarren Duran, if you watch this, we love you, brother. We're so happy that that gun did not go off, not only because of your baseball abilities, but you truly are a dude. You're a good dude. You can see it that you're genuine. I can relate to you because you're kind of quiet. You're an introvert. As crazy as that sounds, I was quiet. Still am kind of quiet. I was an introvert, so I relate. Fuck them, as you say. Fuck them.
Welcome,
Happy
man.
to be alive.
Hell
Fuck them.
yeah,
I want that T-shirt. I want the sweatshirt. I want all the merch, JD. So, um, you are an incredible human being, man. I hope we get to do what we want to do in the future here, and and everybody out there, enjoy life. Enjoy every single damn moment that you get because you don't know. You just don't know. So, you know, hug the ones you love more, as cliche as it sounds. Enjoy those moments. Don't let the people that fuck up your aura, your zen, your however you want to call it, the people that fuck up your good feeling,
welcome.
I got no time from you. Think about that shirt. Think about Jarren Duran's phrase. Fuck them.
Facts.
And I'm taking that advice to heart more than one way.
For sure.
But I wanted to say that piece. That that piece hit me more ways than one. Maybe do some self reflection and like we said, we're not just a sports show. We're life.
For
And
sure.
I want to say tonight, I say it all the time, but I can't thank you enough for everything that we've started, for being one of the realest ones in my life forever. It's just obviously didn't have the chance to do this because one was off doing one thing, one was off doing another thing, but universe brought us back together here. Um,
Timing.
and we are off and rolling and we are doing big, big things. And with that said, everybody that's still on here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody that chimed in and participated tonight, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us know, like, subscribe, comment. The episode will be posted to YouTube after, so you can watch the whole thing. I know it's almost 3 hours, but that's what we do. We talk sports, and man, I'm so happy to be alive.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Um,
So I'll
yeah, yeah. I've so personally, um, obviously everybody goes through shit. Um, I, I've never been down that path. Um,
same,
so I'm not an individual that can really speak from experience. Um, I do try my best to try and resonate with individuals, to lift people up the best I can, right?
of
Um,
course,
I say it on the show, closing every show. It's almost impossible to be alive. Mathematically, statistically, you made it, and you're a part of this world. Um, the numbers, if you want to look them up, one of my goats is Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's the reason why I know this information. And it's honestly something that will forever stick with me, and it's a message that I will always broadcast because, like, if you look up the information, I won't tell you, because I want people to look it up. Like
Okay.
it's fucking, it's crazy. Like it's almost it's more, you're more likely to do so much other shit than to actually like be on Earth
Mm-hmm.
or make it to
Mm-hmm.
Earth. Um, so when I heard the news about JD, especially in a moment where, actually attempting suicide, um, I was like, what? Like how? I'm very familiar with firearms. I'm obviously legally I own multiple. I've shot them, for previous employment, had to
Sure.
qualify for work to, so one not go, and this is me shooting it at shooting at targets. I had to shoot at targets for work twice a year for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never had an issue, technicality, as far as, jamming or anything of that nature. I was in the
Mm-hmm.
military, shot everything from, a pistol to a 50 cal. I have never had an issue with the firearm. So the fact that this man opened up his life to everybody and explained that he shot a pistol and it jammed while he was trying to attempt and take his life is mind-boggling, truly.
Oh, that's
Um, I mean, I'm talking like shooting a pistol and shooting a 50 caliber bullet. I've never had an issue, a technicality, period,
I
over
think
the
his was a
course
rifle.
of, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
even machine
Mm.
guns are tend to
Yeah.
have a lot of
Yep.
malfunctions. Um, luck of the draw. I mean, I've never had to work through, a malfunction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know how to. I know how to operate through a malfunction through training, but it's never occurred. I've never had to do it in real time. Um, so the fact that that happened and he opened and expressed his life to the world, speaks volumes to his character, and speaks volumes to individuals who are even coming remotely close to considering it. And it doesn't have to be a gun. There's multiple ways, but
A
it's
lot of
like,
ways. It's the easy
you
way.
know, it's like, but you think, right? And then you hear this guy say the gun jammed, and it's like,
Mhm.
well, that obviously wasn't easy,
I would say it's the easy.
Uh,
It's
of
if
of
done
course, but
successfully,
it's
the
like his
easiest
his
way out.
his gun jammed, and for whatever reason it happened. It's something that happens in real life. Guns jam. It's not the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
I just can't
Um,
imagine.
but I can't imagine the feeling of still being alive after hearing and functioning
Click.
after the click, right? It's like what kind of, it's like, you get chills when you're watching a movie, or you watch something, and you get like that,
Mm-hmm.
the adrenaline or
Mm-hmm.
like the endorphins go, but it's like there's only individuals like himself can explain what that's like.
Yep.
Um, and it's just like I'm happy that he was able to experience that and able to tell his story. Um, I know I don't have anybody super super close. Um, I know individuals that unfortunately took their lives. I'm not impacted directly.
I'm not either.
I always thought that I was very close, with an individual that, we
Had the
I've stepped away from, um, which goes to, your point of, some people you think that you need people in your life, but then they show you who they truly are, and sometimes you got to take a step back. Sometimes you got to trim the fat. Sometimes you got to remove cancer, and it's a part of life.
It is. It's
So
not easy.
of course not,
Um, and,
of
and
course not.
when you lose some of these people near and dear to you, it still affects you.
Of course,
It still affects me to this
every
day.
day, every day, absolutely. I mean,
But you do grow stronger from it.
for sure, absolutely. And it's not, it's nothing that I personally
Mm.
did. It's just, you know, with my situation, the individual,
Sure.
you know, it's just showed me who they were. Um, and you I wish the individual nothing but the
Same
best.
to everybody that
Yeah, I
is.
mean,
Yep.
I hope the best, and never would prey on any
No.
downfall. But
We
it's just life. Life doesn't, time has wings, and it does not stop
no,
for nobody.
no.
But it can teach you a lot of things about individuals and their true colors, and
Stuff that was masked for a long
for
time.
sure. I mean, people like to say words mean things, but no words mean probably even
Everything.
more.
Everything.
So, um, I hope, um, and I hope that JD is in a much, much better place.
Seems it.
Hopefully he stays that way. Like like Mikey said, we chop it up about the sports and shit, but we get super deep. We've gotten. This is probably the deepest that we've been. Pause on the on the real life
Yeah.
spectrum. Just to I said the pause just to give a
It's a
little
little, you need a
light
little
to the
laughter.
conversation, but
No.
um, in all seriousness, please, if there's people that are still tuned in, appreciate you so much. Can't even thank you enough. But look up how close to impossible it is to be here, and then reflect on all the shit that bothers you on a daily basis, and then like really like it doesn't fucking matter, right?
No.
It doesn't matter. Like, handle your business the best that you can.
Mhm.
Take care of this. Take care of the shit that takes care of you. Um, and just always remember, it's almost impossible to be here. So let your time here, because tomorrow isn't promised. Let your time here be like, let it validate who you were and who you are. Like, you you don't need to you don't need to you don't need to validate for anybody specifically, but obviously only yourself. But the shit that you do while you're here will be validation for everybody else that is still here while you're not here, to be like, yeah, he was the
Mhm.
shit,
Mhm.
or she was the
Mhm.
shit, or they were the shit.
Mhm.
Like that, like, oh,
Enjoy
you
it.
remember this, or you remember that, or they were so good at this, or they were so good at that, or
Be the reason.
you know
Be the reason people smile.
smile, for sure. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is laugh, and like
Yeah.
just spread that energy to the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to the world. We speak on an entity that people across the water can tap into. Hopefully
Mm-hmm.
we do. Hopefully we impact somebody. Hopefully this conversation brings
Yeah.
somebody give somebody an extra boost or give somebody an extra moment, a
Yep.
day, a
Yep.
second to be here, present,
Mm-hmm.
and really think about the impact that it can have on people that truly give a fuck about you. Like, you know, it's,
People
I
that don't
mean,
respect your time, you
facts.
fuck
Like,
'em.
yeah, yeah, fuck them. Like, or just don't respect you as an individual. Don't respect you. Don't respect your time. Don't respect your words. You know, when you invest in something, you know, everybody's so caught up with the fucking with the presidency and the fucking stock market and shit. It's like invest in some shit that truly matters.
Mhm.
You can't take money with you
No,
when you die. Yeah, of course you can pass
that's
it
right.
on. Of course we want to break generational curses. Of course we want to leave our kids money and our family money and set our family up for success after we're gone. But in reality, like the things that truly matter are the memories and like the qualities that you had as an
Yep.
individual that you were solid.
Yep. That's another reason why when I give gifts, I don't like to give material things. And why I stopped giving a lot of material things. Obviously, if somebody wants something like sneakers and they really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
want them, it's like, all
yeah,
right,
of
it's
course.
whatever. Like my cousin wanted sneakers for Christmas. I got her sneakers. Like whatever. But I like giving memories, i.e., tickets, trips, because those things they don't, they last forever. You know, you buy somebody sneakers, they're eventually going to get thrown out.
For
They're
sure.
eventually going to wear out. You buy somebody tickets a game, a show, a trip. Yes, they end, but those memories don't
For
end.
sure.
You take
Absolutely.
those forever. So that's what I think the most important part of life is. That's where I've realized I valued life a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So is what it is in those respects. But truly, truly, everybody out there, um, just enjoy life. And I can't stress enough just everything I've gone through, everything that I'm currently going through, many going through. The people that don't respect your energy, fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
But that's my message. uh, we are rolling. We have something to share with everybody this upcoming Friday. I cannot wait to
For
get
sure.
this out there. Um, we have been working on this, and man,
We got the go.
we got it. We got the green light. We got the. I'm telling you, I've never been so. I haven't been this giddy in a long time.
Facts.
So please stay tuned to the page. We might jump on for another show between now and then. Obviously, sports news breaks every single day. If something huge breaks, if the Patriots trade for AJ Brown finally, um, we'll jump on. But if this is the only show between now and Friday, I want to say stay tuned to the page, eyes to the page at 10 a.m. Friday morning. There'll be a post, and you'll see what we're so giddy about. And man, I hope it gets the reaction that I'm thinking it's gonna get. And yeah,
Either way,
either way,
either
it
way,
doesn't
even if it
matter.
doesn't,
We're
if
still
it,
still
yeah,
going
if it,
through.
yeah, if it doesn't, then
Fuck them.
I'm sure, yeah, well, yeah, fuck them. Um, but I'm sure when it's after it occurs,
Yeah,
you know,
we can't
for
wait.
sure.
We're counting down, only a couple days away. 10 a.m. Friday to the page. It'll be a post just like last Friday with the yeah, we didn't even mention that. The two guys, one bar. Um
It
yeah.
involves that.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Um little little breadcrumbs, little breadcrumbs. Maybe there'll be another breadcrumb on the story at some point. But again, we can't thank y'all enough. I love you guys. I love you, brother.
Love you
Thank you for
too.
everything.
You already.
This is about to blow up, and I can't wait to be a part of whatever comes our way next. So,
We're gonna make it happen.
yes, sir. But I'm gonna leave it to you to sign us off with the most important piece from this show. We'll see y'all next time.
You don't know ball.
And with that, we out.